So we go. Something will work. There it goes. All right. Welcome back to the late shift. What up, Sammy? Zofix, Jeff Gordon. Are you the race car driver, Jeff Gordon? Welcome in. I'm going to drop a link here shortly. I'm going to have some people calling in. We got to talk about a lot of stuff. I mean, we could talk. Seriously? What the fuck? How about now? Can you hear me now? What up? Can everybody hear me? Hey. Okay. I was wilding out. Welcome back to the Late Shift Hall of Fame College Football. Welcome into the show, Jimmy Satterfield, Rob 077, Sammy Chandler, Zofix, Jeff Gordon. Are you the race car driver, Jeff Gordon? Is that you? Okay, good. Glad you guys hear me. All right. Lots to talk about, man. It's a meltdown day. And there was, it's easy for us to just sit here and talk about Arch, right? But this shit's going on everywhere. You have Beamer melting down in South Carolina as they get throttled by Vanderbilt, called that one. You've got Vols fans melting down after a 9th straight loss to Georgia, and in really a game that they snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. It's just pretty wild. About to put some Texas offense. That's awesome. I love that. And get the arch off them. Yeah, I love it. I was not consoling the stat guy. I haven't talked to stat much lately, but I can assure you that I want nothing to do with that conversation about delusion about that fucking football team. And I'm telling you, South Carolina, I've been saying to you guys that I didn't buy these dudes at all. I still don't. I'm wondering what the hell's going on. I mean, look, is there any way that Billy Napier makes it to Monday? Because you stick with the guy that throws 5 interceptions in a 10-point loss on the road at LSU. I mean, shit, you could have put Norman in, and he'd have played better. There's just no way that you – and look, this is the crazy part with me is how is it that Florida fans were really buying into and I get it that there's so much of this national narrative horseshit that exactly what we saw with Texas, that you've got all this national narrative bullshit going on with teams like Florida because of DJ Lagway. And if you go back and look at it, he's just been kind of half-ass. He really has. And it's wild. Let's sit here and talk about the Golden Arch. Yeah, we're gonna. Notre Dame 0-2. Listen, they got to play better defense. And this is where you have to talk about, I mean, we're going to get into all this, but just to kind of go back to what I was saying about, first off, I want to start off with those two teams. Florida and South Carolina. And I've been telling you that I didn't believe in South Carolina even a little bit. I also told you the same thing about Tennessee. I still don't believe in Tennessee. I'm not sure that Georgia is all that damn good. I really don't. I'm not sure that, because since when do you go out there and just dot them up? A guy from App State who hasn't played anybody in the SEC yet. His first game is against Georgia's defense, and he goes in there and looks like, Patrick Mahomes. And you still find a way to blow that shit? Wow. But what I was saying about Billy, I can't believe that all this talk, and listen, I get it. At preseason, everybody's undefeated, and, we're all going to win the Natty and all that stuff. But how is it that Florida fans literally, I mean, look, I love the high top guys and everything, and they're as delusional as they get when it comes to those Gators. And I get it. It's everybody. It's not them anybody. It's not them over anybody else. They're all like that. But when you're seriously sitting here talking about DJ Lagway like he's the next Michael Jordan, and the guy has been hurt since he got to fucking Gainesville. Come to find out, he had a hernia all last year that he had gotten in high school. They never fixed it, and he was coming in and saving their asses on a lot of these late games at the end of last year. But if you think about the games that they won, LSU had already come apart, right? And then, I mean, we watched Jackson Dart come apart in the game that they played against them where he threw pick after pick. I mean, hell, Florida was turning it right back over to him. And he just keeps on throwing picks. It was like in succession, 3 or 4 in a row. Why? Well, you know, I've never understood why it was that Lane left him in that one, right? Just crazy shit. Crazy shit. But the truth is that he didn't. How could you develop them? How did he get developed over the entire offseason when he missed the entire offseason of workouts? He got 3 weeks to get ready, and 2 of those weeks were, practice weeks leading up to the games. He had 1 week of fall camp and 2 weeks basically in their first 2 games to get ready. Yeah, he looked great against Long Island. Hell, it's a fucking drink. They look completely inept. And I'd be surprised if that dude makes it to, I mean, is there any way that he makes it to Monday? How could he? Shit, I think you're right. Delusion is contagious. Well, you're not wrong. Because if you go back and, I meant to bring this up and I'll find it here real quick. I'll make it fast. Explain to me what the love with Lenoris Sellers was. Because, look, I think that athletically speaking, I like him. I don't understand all the love for what 2024, he 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I mean, yay. Rushing wise, he had another 7 touchdowns on the ground, 674. I mean, look, he didn't catch up to Nussmeier, and he's the first team all SEC preseason quarterback. First team. He didn't even, and then with his combined touchdowns and in yardage, he's not close to Nussmeier. He's still 4 touchdowns behind him. Yep. Was going to say this. I mean, that means a lot to what you're talking about with Florida too, right there. Dude, they tried to get it. They're still undisciplined as all hell, fighting the entire game. I mean, that's going to watch like 2. That's going to look like 2 monkeys trying to fuck a football, Sammy. Trash. And I'll tell you not, I just brought up Lenoris's stats. Let's look at these other ones. I mean, shit. Let's look at DJ Lagway. He had 9, dude. Wow. 59.9% completion percentage, 1,915 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions a year ago. Coming into this game, Or well, his total right now, his total season stats. Well, no, that ain't right. For this game, he had 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1 touchdown. So he's got 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions on the season. Coming off of 12-9. And let's look and see what his fucking rushing was last year. I mean, bro, we gotta be realistic here. He had 101 rushing yards and no touchdowns last year for Florida. Why? Because he was fucking hurt. He still is. And yet we were supposed to believe that this guy was the savior of Gator football. You don't know what it's exactly what he meant by whistling in the graveyard 5 till midnight. They got damn lucky. That kicker lost his fucking mind, but at the end of the game for Tennessee, he hits the one in overtime that doesn't matter. And then they can't simply seal the edge on the first play for Georgia. It's unbelievable. Oh, we're going to get into the OU stuff. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see a better team in the SEC. And granted, I want to pump the brakes a little bit because you know what? They've played one decent team. Let's not get crazy here and act like that they've been playing a bunch of studs. Now, go out there and do that shit against Auburn next week, and nobody's going to be able to say shit. Because, I mean, Alabama, we're talking about they played really I'm seeing Smook out there talking about how great they played against Wisconsin and how great Ty is. Well, I mean, play a team with a fucking pulse. The last time you did, you got the shit kicked out of you. I don't buy them, but right now I'm not buying anybody in the SEC right now. LSU kind of. I think that they've got talent. They always do, though. And their defense is certainly better than it has been. But you're going to tell me that you're going to get away with putting up 20 points on Oklahoma at the end of the year in the Palace? No. Nope. I'm not saying that they have. I'm just telling you that, and look, and there's something to be said, Zofix. I'm with you on this. There's absolutely something to be said for taking care of your business. Doing what you're supposed to do. Right? Texas was supposed to win by fucking 40 today. 40. They won by 17 at home against UTEP. With a quarterback that isn't, oh my Lord, you know how lucky Oklahoma is that everything didn't work out as we thought it was going to with Lincoln Riley, who, by the way, struggled their asses off with Purdue today. Purdue. Yeah, no. I'm not saying anything bad about Oklahoma. I'm saying there's something to be said for handling your business. And look, I was just listening to, I had to go on. I figured that Steven would be on there. And you know what? The one thing that you're going to get out of Steven from Fanatic perspective, he's definitely a homer. There's no two ways around it. But I know this. He's going to tell you the truth about what they look like. And he said it. They look like shit. He said, what are we going to do? You think that we're going to be able to handle John Mateer and hold him to 10 points? Because here's where I'm at with Texas. And again, I'm going to drop the link here in just a second. Yeah, he can't. Hey man, I saw the dude miss a 5-yard fucking throw by 5 yards. It's impossible to do it. Jaron Kanik hit a fucking jump pass for 8 yards, and it was right on the money. Arch can't hit a 5-yard throw to the flat Not even within 5 yards. Yeah, I don't give a fuck what the national media is saying, Jeff. They say a lot of shit. They said that Arch Manning was going to win the fucking Heisman Trophy and that Texas was going to win the Natty too. You believe that? Because I don't. Yeah, Arch is in deep shit. Here's the thing, though. You look back to it, they didn't play great. Look, if you look at that game and you think, wow, what they both look good. I disagree with that. Now, I think that Joey Aguilar looks a lot better than what you saw Nico playing last year. I think that he should for being a fifth-year senior that's played a lot of fucking football. I don't care if it was at App State or not. This idea that if you didn't play in the SEC, this is where the SEC loses me, is on this ridiculous thought process that if you didn't do it in the SEC, you didn't do it. It's still college football, man. And playing college football in the FBS and even at App State or whatever, when you've got as much time under your belt and you perform, there's also such a thing as, okay, well, what kind of, when we start talking about Mateer, there's the same shit they'd like to say about Mateer. Well, guess what? He upgraded the talent around him, and it looks pretty fucking much the same. What up there, Crow? Love you too, man. You know? Yes, they do. And they're going to fucking hate it. Believe that. They're going to hate it. But getting back to, look, here's the other thing about Texas. By the way, this is fun as hell watching this. I've been on Twitter more today than I hate Twitter. You guys know that. I can't fucking stand it. I've been on it a lot today because just to see, and I haven't responded to much of it. I've got a few comments that just more or less laughing, but they are losing their shit. Right. Thrice, this is exactly what I'm saying. When you look at to act like this is just like you're a chump, and why is it that everybody, I was watching Matt Moscona's show, the LSU guy, talking about Lenoris. He talked a little bit about Lagway. He was saying that he was wrong about Oklahoma. He thought, and maybe he was wrong about Oklahoma, basically is what he said. And then he thought he was wrong about Tennessee. I got tired of watching it at that point. Part of what he says is not completely fucking homerish, but some of it is completely homerish. Because I got to tell you, we're sitting here looking at stats. As much as I think Nussmeier's pretty good, he hasn't exactly been tearing it up either. He didn't tear it up today. And they've got a receiving room that rivals anybody in the country, including Ohio State. 15 to 27, 55.6%, 221-1. So he's not, Mateer was 200 yards ahead of him coming into the day. He stays that way. Jackson Arnold passed for 120 yards. Hey, you know what? Everybody we hear all this shit from Texas fans. I wish some of them would pop in. Where's Odez? Or Bevo's bodyguard won't. Benji, I'm kind of keeping an eye on this fight. What are you guys seeing on the fight so far? Is it over? I think it's just starting. Okay. 3 rounds in, Bud is looking great. I can win some money on that. Awesome. Cool. Nick Anderson, I saw him catch one ball. Nothing great. Nothing great. But for all the Texas fans that were asking us, talking all that shit before Arch ever became the starter about how we were saying how Jackson was better than Arch. I think the jury's still out on that. I mean, no, it's not over yet, I don't think. Not yet. In the words of TP, his grandfather's a bum, his uncles are bums, and he's a bum.
The brand has finally returned. Fuck your brand.
Shout out to Oni Kuno. Look, I don't know that I would characterize it as awesome just yet. But I love, love, love our true freshman running back, Torrey Blaylock. He's got bursts that we haven't seen from anybody at Oklahoma in a while now. Now, X-Rob at the end of the year last year, I think he looked great. I think that whatever the injury was with him coming into this game, you kind of or coming into the season or whatever, I think it's taken him some time to get ready again. I don't know what that is. But right now, I don't even care if we see Jay not anymore. I don't care. Texas is asked they're screwed. And speaking of running backs, what's going on in their running back room? I mean, hell, if they had a running game, maybe Arch wouldn't feel like he. Oh, there you are. Oh, Jack Burton. Do tell. What is going on? Hey, you're going to have to call in a second. I'm going to drop that in a minute. Let me finish going through kind of the rundown. That way you guys can talk about whatever you want coming in. I'm going to give everybody about 3 minutes because I want you guys to actually call in, but I want to hear from everybody, okay? All right, here we go. South Carolina, that one, it doesn't surprise me. As I said, he didn't have a big year. But DJ Lagway he was just over what Jackson had last year, and we're acting like he was some kind of savior. And don't get me wrong, I think he's a stud. How does he make the move with this celebrity quarterback? Good question. Steven was saying that on his show a little bit ago. But Tennessee, I think they're certainly better on offense than I expected them to be coming into the season. I'll give them that. I think their defense at times is pretty good. They're opportunistic, and their defensive line is still pretty strong. They don't cover very well, right? They don't cover very well. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm not going to do all this. Everybody in the country thought the same thing about Jaden Ott. Now, whatever's going on with him, if he's still hurt or if it's an issue with him thinking that he's too good to practice or whatever, I don't know what's going on there. But it's a long season, and at some point maybe he figures it out because I got to tell you, he's not going to the NFL like this. You can't have a season like this and expect to get drafted unless you want to turn into, look, what's his name from Okie Light last year? Had he left the year before, he's a second-round guy. Goes back and goes 0-9, and he's a fifth rounder. But so at some point, whatever's going on there, maybe he gets healthy. Maybe they stop trying to put him in. I don't know that I buy that he's been healthy, though, because truth of the matter is they keep sticking him in at the end of a game when it doesn't fucking matter. And meanwhile, Tory Blaylock, who's been unbelievable, and by the way, I'm going to have his pop on with us on Monday, on Big Monday. We got Derek Blaylock coming on the show to talk to us a little bit about him. So that'll be fun. But he's got a jammed up shoulder. He's been wearing that. You can see it hanging out of his pads. And he's still running like a man possessed. Those 2 touchdowns that he had, the one, and he blows right through the guy at the goal line on the first one, and then just burst right past him on that next one. And that. Hey, outside zone read play. Loved seeing that. Yeah, like to Creel, that's what I'm saying. Is like, to me, you can't tell me that he's banged up if we're putting him in the game. Because I'm not sure that Giovanni Gibson isn't ready to go and they're just being too careful with him. So if that's what they're doing, and I don't have a problem with that, by the way, if that's what they're doing, then cool. But you can't tell me that that's what they're doing with Ott, because he keeps coming into games when it doesn't fucking matter at this point. And he missing blocks and getting guys blown up. Somebody, I hope you come in here and say that shit in here in the live stream. Somebody had put on the video from earlier that we did on the recap show saying that Michael Hawkins ain't him and blah, 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 blah. You know, thank God for Mateer because he ain't him. It was his first fucking action of the season, and he didn't get a bunch of plays. He didn't get a bunch of plays. And look, the line wasn't the line that we had against Michigan last week either. And so even Mateer, you know, Jimmy, I know I was saying 70%. I was talking about going in to the week that he was still over 70%, and he was what, like 59 this week. Okay. He at the start of the game, he went 13 to 16, and then he had those 2 series where he wasn't great. But if you think about what those were, he got a lot of pressure and stayed in the pocket. He wasn't rolling out of it. You know what I mean? And then, I don't know. I'll tell you this much. He is now, out of 15 starts, he's got 14 games where he has a touchdown rushing and passing. And this is where I was going back to what I was saying about, he's talking about Nussmeier versus, Mascona was talking about Nussmeier versus Lenoris and DJ Lagway, and then saying how that he might be wrong about Mateer because he's pretty good, but he just thinks that still their schedule is, Oklahoma's schedule is too tough. Well, I know that everybody on the schedule right now is ranked. Right now is ranked. If Texas is still in the fucking top 10 after this weekend, then they've got to do something about the AP poll or stop using the shit to act like it matters. Because that girl that everybody ripped apart for, you know, still ranking Florida ahead of South Florida in her poll last week. Okay, fine. She ain't the only one that don't know ball. Because if you could still have Texas in, and Steven on Fanatic Perspective was saying last week, the last time I watched his show, that he felt like Texas fell too far in the AP poll for losing to the number 1 team in the country, or in the defending national champions. All right, here's where I'm going to go with Texas, and then I'm going to turn it to you guys. There will be no Hawkins slander. You fucking ain't right, there won't. The first person that says that in here gets booted. But I'll tell you this. If you look at what Texas is doing, look there, there's Smoke. What up, dog? I keep hearing that their defense is so damn good. And I got to know where we're hearing this from, right? Where the hell are we hearing this from? Because are you getting it from San Jose State? UTEP? We're getting it from an Ohio State team that also had a brand new quarterback, new offensive line, new running backs, and a new play caller. We're going to give them all kinds of credit because they slowed them down on a day that they're hanging their banner and shit. Come on, bro. Come on. Yeah, Hank, I get what you're saying, but I think it's all smoke and mirrors. Here's the beauty of all of that. Oklahoma gets to play all these teams. They're going to get found out anyway. They're going to get found out anyway. South Carolina? Smook, aren't you one of the dudes that's been all loving on South Carolina? Fuck out of here. I told you they were frauds. Complete frauds. Complete frauds. But where is it that we're getting that this is a championship? Because I keep hearing people say we are wasting a championship defense on this crap-ass offense. Bullshit. Where the hell is Colin Simmons? I think he's on a milk carton right now. The Ohio State game, he got dominated by a damn new guy at left tackle. Got dominated. Keep talking about Michael Taff and Ant Hill. Listen, I'm a fan of Anthony Hill. What's he doing? I guess they're okay. But who the fuck are they playing that's putting up any points on anybody else? UTEP put up more points on Texas than they did on Utah State. What are we talking about? And it's not, and as far as the offense goes at Texas, it's not as easy as switching to Trey Amos or that other kid that I forget what his name is now. He's a new guy, freshman. It's another true freshman. That's what you're going to do. You got people talking. The one I love is everybody's screaming about 2 years later, they're talking about Malik Murphy, who's now at Oregon State, not doing shit.
And call your team trash, because that's what they are, trash.
Vandy should have already been ranked. What did he do today, Creole? What did he do today? Not a damn thing. That's what I'm saying. This dude has done jack shit since before the start of the season when, he put Julian Sayin in the crosshairs or whatever on Instagram, right? Talking his shit. Okay. He's the true freshman. Is that who you're talking about, Jack? Let's look at their depth chart. Oh Lord. It probably wasn't even Trey Amos. I'm trying to think of who it was. Who's that? Arch Manning, Matthew Caldwell, KJ Lacey, Trey Owens is who else? Not Trey Amos, Trey Owens. I knew that was the wrong one. But I haven't seen Trey Wisner doing anything. Jarrett Gibson, nothing. No, none of these guys. And Baxter got hurt today. He was hobbling off the field. Trey Owens, yeah. Yeah, he's a big kid. Okay, cool. He's still a fucking freshman. You know who else is a big kid? Lenoris Sellers. Do I need to read his stats again? 19 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, another 7 touchdowns on the ground last year, which was still behind Nussmeier, who was the leading comeback or guy returning to the SEC in 2025 from a year ago as far as touchdowns are concerned. They play some serious ball in Houston. Okay. They don't throw the ball around much in Houston. And you have to be able to do both. Now, Trey Owens, as far as he's concerned, I don't know why he's at the end of their their depth chart. He was fourth string as of going into San Jose State. Now, I don't know what that means for this week. But Matthew Caldwell, I mean, look, man, come on. You need somebody that could throw. It's Caldwell. Yeah, Wisner's injured. Right. It's Caldwell. But here's the thing. Why is it that I think that we know now for sure? One thing I'll have to say for Sark is that he wasn't just doing the whole I'm being loyal to Quinn for being loyal to us thing last year. Clearly, Arch wasn't ready. But if you're Arch last year, at least you have a full offensive line and receivers that are getting separation. Where is Ryan Wingo? Where the fuck is he at? This guy's supposed to be so good. All we kept hearing from all of these Texas fans is how great Ryan Wingo was going to be. He didn't do shit last year, but we were hearing how great he was. And I kept questioning it. I kept questioning Arch, and not because I think Arch is never going to be good. I don't know that I think he is at this point after what we're watching. But I will say this. It takes time to develop no matter what. And look, if you listen to what Ryan Clark was talking about, and I'm not a huge Ryan Clark fan. He said, hey, man, I grew up and I've been around New Orleans my whole life. And he went to a 2A school in high school, private school that did not play a bunch of guys that are going to be playing in college football. And he lost his last high school football game by a bunch to a bunch of guys that were not going to be playing college football, and certainly not in the NFL. And they ranked him as if he was a generational talent, quote unquote. There's no way that you can tell me. And so tell me one more time how much these fucking stars matter. Tell me one more time. Nope. We're not doing all that. Yeah, he should have. He should have either stayed or he should have went somewhere like Ohio State again. He would have got more money and made the fucking team. We still don't know Arch's shit face. Wasn't that weird? I think he just lost where he was headed with that because he didn't really know what to say. I guess that'd be my other question about Arch, though. If he is hurt, explain to me what is the hold on. Some in my teeth. What do you get out of acting like he's not? You really that worried about the rest of your quarterback room that you haven't developed them? Because if that's the case, then okay, I guess. But I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Oh, that son of a bitch. He headbutted him? Is it gonna DQ him? Oh man, I gotta check in on this thing. Hard left hand to the body for Crawford to open the round. Canelo works his way inside, lands to the body, but Crawford returns fire. This is round 8. Not much happens, but perhaps just enough to give Canelo the round. 10-9 Canelo, 78-74 Crawford. Crawford's owning him, it sounds like, according to this Hale guy. Yeah, he's too much of a. He's a better fighter. That's just all there is to it. I knew that was going to happen. So we're not going to see Benji in here because he's going to double lose. Some of the 5-star players at OU have been disappointed. Listen, okay. I don't know that I know that we like to blame all that shit on the teams or the coaching staffs and all this other stuff, but instead of maybe blaming it on the ranking system that comes from this bogus ass system, because it is bogus. You don't get all the guys actual. You're not really evaluating everybody. And to pretend that there's only 32 dudes in the country that can be that good, or let's say even if you go out of like the 3 or 4 different ones and, maybe you end up with 50 different guys that are considered 5-star. I think anything in the top 200, it's debatable. And I think it definitely comes down to whether or not you go to their camps, whether or not you're in that top 200, and certainly if you're going to get that 5th star. That's all there is to it. And if you're going to tell me that Arch Manning was better than Dante Moore and everybody else in that fucking class, which doesn't look very good, by the way, right now, then I have to ask you why. That's the other thing that I heard from Ryan Clark. He never went to any camps. He was never testing himself against the other quote unquote best quarterbacks in the country ever. Not only did he not, and I don't give a shit about Elite 11. That's not the only place that you can go, but you didn't see him in 7-on-7 leagues. None of that shit. What's crazy is all the Texas fans still in denial, thinking he's good and coming around. Well, you had to expect. I mean, look, he comes from pretty good pedigree. TP's assessment notwithstanding about his grandfather being a bum, his uncles being bums, and him being a bum. His uncles are arguably both Hall of Famers. I mean, we know Peyton is, but I think Eli, he won 2 Super Bowls. He beat the GOAT in both of them. Yeah, he did. He knocked the piss out of that dude. And here's the other part of it too. When you start loving on all these kids, now, don't forget about this guy and you guys have watched, if you've watched the show that I put out there with Kristen Moore. This guy is in Alabama. He's from a place in Alabama that not a lot of people come from that play football at Bama or anywhere else. This is a no-star kid. His film is insane. Edge guy, outside linebacker, you could do whatever. Kristen Moore, Megatron, he's got the measurables, he's got speed, he's got the requisite amount of violence in him to be very good, and still he doesn't have any big offers. He's not even, they know who he is now at Alabama, and all it would really take was for Alabama to go give him the offer and he's going to boom. Same with Oklahoma. And he was there for the Michigan game. He had a great time. I'm waiting to get him back on the show too. Great kid too, by the way. Great kid. If he's a no-star player, then the system is trash. The system's trash. What up, chicken? Yeah, it's nasty. Yeah. Yeah, well, they're definitely a bunch of entitled dudes. Now, Dante Moore, and you guys, if you were watching back then, whenever I was on, I went and saw him in person. I knew he was the real deal. His first year at UCLA, he didn't look good either. They also didn't have very many weapons, and I think Chip was checked out. And we saw what UCLA looks like now. Holy shit. New Mexico just beat the shit out of them in the Rose Bowl the other night. Last night. Beat the brakes off of them. The Lobos. Not supposed to happen. The Fighting Diego Pavias of Vanderbilt. I knew they were going to beat the shit out of South Carolina today. Knew it. Feel sorry for Coach. Listen, Coach said it last week. If you were listening to what he was talking about, he said it. Their defense wasn't what it's supposed to be. They're doing a lot of stuff that they haven't been doing. They couldn't stop a runny nose tonight. Now, granted, I'll give you this. A&M, I like Marcel a bunch because he can beat you in a lot of ways. But those receivers that they got are a fucking problem. But yeah, there's no excuse for losing in your house. And, you know, you fumbled the snap and missed the extra point. But that's not, I mean, they were on the defensive and really backpedaling all night. CJ Carr went out there and played a hell of a game for being a first-year starter. But they're a little bit behind. Hey, thanks, Crow. Appreciate the super chat. Sooner fans are badasses. It's true. That's fair. But that doesn't mean they're. I was just saying I don't agree with TP that they're bums necessarily. They're hangster. Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. The thing about Philly fans, there's a bunch of schools in Philly too. And as a matter of fact, there's a bunch of schools right in the same neighborhood as Temple. So you've got Penn. St. Joe's is further away, but you've got Penn and like, there's like 3 or 4 of them right there. Villanova. All these schools right in that same area around Broad Street. That's why the Palestra is so big. Their basketball is legit, right? The Palestra basketball at the Palestra is the shit. Used to fucking love going down there on Saturdays and watching pretty much all of them play at some point. Pretty amazing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dave M. O'Neill. Am I confident that Oklahoma's defensive line will shut down Jackson Arnold? Yeah. Yeah, Dave. I'm quite confident in that. Quite. I'm going to tell you another thing. Jackson Arnold's scared shitless. He's not going to run. This isn't Baylor that he's going up against, bud. And if he can't find a way to get some passing yards, they're really going to fuck him up. Auburn's going to get exposed next week, bro. They're bum adjacent. Yeah. Yeah. A lot. He didn't look bad. Bro, I mean, the snap was coming and he was having to get out of the fucking way by the time he got in there. Yeah, Jackson, I mean, listen, I try not to be too crazy about Jackson Arnold and, you know, but the guy's scared of his own shadow. There's a reason why he's running and not throwing because he's a turnover waiting to happen. This game will show that. And he was afraid of a defense of this very defense. In fact, it wasn't even as nasty as it is now last year, and they couldn't even hit him. And he was having nightmares about him. Yeah, I'm not sure that he comes out for the game, Creole. What do you think? I'm not sure that I was telling K. Chris and them, I wouldn't be surprised if he balls up in a corner and stays there in the locker room. They got to play the lefty, the freshman. Which that's probably not any better for Oklahoma. I think that he's probably better. Deuce Knight, good player. Who you got next week? Gamecocks or Mizzou? I mean, I don't really believe in Mizzou either, but I believe in them a hell of a lot more than I believe in what I've seen out of South Carolina. I think they're awful. And it was so predictable to see what absolutely predictable to see what you got out of Beamer when they started. Hold on real quick. I'm going to regenerate that. It wasn't even, the first half wasn't even over, and Beamer was losing his fucking shit. Huh? I'm good. No, they're not beating Mizzou. They should, but they shouldn't have been in the top 25 already. They looked like shit the last 2 weeks. Look, did you guys see what else happened today? That Virginia Tech team that everybody was, for the second year in a row, people were paying attention to and acting like they were so good because they stayed. It was what, 13 to 10 or 10 to 8 was the score in the Virginia Tech game against South Carolina on a neutral field going into the fourth quarter. They ended up winning by what? I think it was 24-13 or some shit like that. Why would Trojan Fight? Did you hear what I said earlier? Why would he do that? Here, let me tell you what his stats were last year. And he hasn't been developed this year. So let me tell you what his stats were, and then you can call in. 115 of 192, 59%. He had 1,900 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. He didn't do shit on the ground. He had 100 yards, no touchdowns. He hasn't been healthy since he showed up there. He hasn't been able to practice and get developed all throughout the offseason, and they expected him to save the day. I think his measurables are great. I think that he's got talent. I think that he is probably worse than he was last year as a freshman. Oh yeah, another loss. Yeah, we called that. I don't even think that's an upset. All right, I'm going to drop the link. I won't put your face on. Click the link. You don't have to okay your camera if you don't want to, but I'm not going to put it on anyway, so don't worry. Call in. Tell me which one of those things you want to talk about. Who's worse, Lagway or Arch? Oh shit. Good call. I mean, they've got more. Yeah, I wasn't even going to answer that question, Wes. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know who's better. I think they're both. And here's the thing. I don't necessarily blame DJ Lagway for what's going on. I think that they have put all their eggs in his basket, and he's a freaking second-year dude that's really a freshman if you look at it, and he's literally had zero time to develop. 3 weeks, 1 week at the very end of fall camp, and then the 2 weeks of practice for these games coming into this week. He's being a fool. Yeah, I get it. But here's the thing. Portals with worse numbers? Okay, maybe. But I think it's hilarious that guys like Joey Aguilar were pretty much slept on. I mean, Tennessee got lucky to get him. Lucky to get him. And I know it's easy to pile on to Nico and all that shit, but the son, that dude is not a good, I mean, I know he was a running back and he played in the NFL and all that shit. If they hadn't fired that dude already, it would surprise me. You can't lose in the Rose Bowl to fucking New Mexico by 35-10? No, that's not okay. They don't have any weapons. They spent all their money on him and his brother and didn't get him any weapons. The offensive line was shitty. UCLA's bad. Bad. No, I think just like everybody. Look, they all recruited him. They all recruited him. His pedigree says he should be good. The problem is what we're not seeing out of this room is development. This is year 3. That points to something else besides Arch Manning. Somebody call in. Let's talk about this. Come on. Give me something. They shit, I bet. All money ain't good money. That's true. Something's up though. And look, I've told you guys this for a long time. I've always been a not Sark dude. I think if he's a coordinator and he works for a coach like Pete Carroll or Nick Saban, then he looks great, right? Because they're going to keep him within the framework of what they want to do. Right? They do. Here, I'll put you in here. Just 1 second there. What up there, legend? Oh, shit. That's lots of face. What up, dog? You want me to put you in the back?
What's going on, dog?
Let me do that. Oh, shit. That's funny. What up, legend? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, brother. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you, bro.
Uh-oh. What the hell? I keep saying,
Nope.
Jason, I'll come out and come back.
Let me see.
I'll.
How about now? Talk to me. Hello. No, he's out now. He fell out. Lagway might just be more. Nah, I think he's better than that. As far as I don't know, man. Yeah, he made a mistake. His dad made a mistake with the way that they handled that. You know what? If he doesn't not go to practice that last day of spring, and the week after that, after the spring game's over with, they decide that they're leaving in the portal, nobody says anything about it. Can you hear me, legend? Can you hear me now, legend?
Can you hear me, Jason?
I got you. Yes, sir.
Oh,
what's
how
up,
you doing, brother?
Good, sir.
Oh man, just enjoyed the game today. I caught you and Chris Mason and K. Yeah. Hey, you said something on K. Chris's show today that made sense because me and Coach had a show earlier, and he asked us if there's anything to be concerned with, and you nailed it on the head when you said maybe it might be our offensive line when you was on his show, and that got me to thinking. And you are right. If there is, but I'm not ready to doom and gloom because we got the best offensive line coach. We got Ben Arbuckle.
Let me just preface that by saying I'm not ready to jump off a fucking building yet, like they are in Austin over the fucking building. Okay.
But
I
Jason
said that you had a 100-yard rusher for the first time in a while. First time this year. It's a freshman.
Yeah.
And they ran the ball. Everybody kind of ran the ball well, aside from we didn't see much from Jay Knott. He's on a milk carton. Now,
yes.
We also know that, Fasusi's not in there. They had an injury with, obviously, Michaela goes out and our other normal center wasn't there. So,
right.
Yeah, Fabechi in there, which Fabechi may be a center at the next level anyway. So I don't necessarily think that hurts you, but I think that this is not a lot of continuity on an offensive line that you got to have some continuity.
You do that. If there's one place on on any position group is your trenches, both sides, both lines. I mean, you got that. That's where your continuity is. But if this is a good problem to have, Jason, because how long have we? How long has it been in Sooner Nation that we've seen a team like this? I mean, a while. And God bless our defense.
The only defense
God.
that I can go back and think about, as there's two of them that I can think of in my lifetime. And it would be your national championship year in 2000 and your other one in 85.
Yes. 100%. I mean, I said in the chat, I think, because your chat's going 90-0, but Jaden Jackson is moving bodies.
Brother, that guy is. I mean, if you didn't know he was a freaking true sophomore, you'd think he was a senior, fifth-year player, something like that, because he's developed that much. His development is through the fucking roof, legend.
It is. And shout out to Bo Jr. for waxing that quarterback. God dang.
Bro. It's like he shot his ass out of a cannon right into him. Point blank cannon.
I know. You know what Toby Rowland said? I was listening to the game. He said, let me introduce you to Michael Boganowski Jr.
Bro. And Reggie too. Reggie knocked the shit out of that too. Reggie knocked the shit out of that dude
God.
on the play.
Man, I tell you what, both of those hits I'm going to use in old Donnie Gay euphemism. He was an 8-time world champion bull rider, and when a bull would hit you, he would always say that will leave a stain in your shorts. Well, the hits we watched today, that would leave a stain in your shorts.
Oh shit, man. It'll leave you asking for your mama and shit.
But Jason, But Jason, going forward, I mean, I know you're going to be breaking this down on your weekly podcast next week. I feel comfortable going into Auburn next weekend. I really do, because we got them at home.
Yeah,
our defense is playing with their hair on fire. I don't. This is going to be one of them games where Sooner fans, y'all need to chill. We got the defense. We don't need 100+ points to win the game. We just let our defense cook. Dude, I'm excited about Saturday. I might go to the game.
Hell yeah. It's going to be a fun one. And, man, I'm having an issue with this camera. But, yeah, so, yeah, I think that here's the thing about OU fans right now. I think, first off, you're still dealing with some PTSD from last year and how bad the offense was. And I also think that when you have an offense that for the last 25 years has been one of the best, I mean, year in, year out, they're among the best in college football, then it's hard to you judge them against each other, whether you should or not, right?
Right.
You should or not. And you should only really judge them against the teams that they play against in the country right now this year. And in that case, with that being said, I think that they're among the best in the country, at least as far as you know, doing the right things and having a quarterback that. Here's the thing that I don't think that people are. I think we're thinking about numbers a lot with Mateer, and numbers have something to do with it. But production is production, and the guy is absolutely getting it fucking done.
He is. My God. He needs to keep cooking, Jason. But my question is how many of these punches can he take all season long? No, Trapp said that in his video he put out. But hey, we're getting it done. So, the production numbers are there.
Crawford beats Canelo in a unanimous decision.
But
That's a 200
all in all, Jason,
there, buddy.
here
Hell yeah.
going into today's game, I've seen this because I've been following OU since Moses parted the Red Sea, and usually after a big game, we'd have that hangover, so to speak. And what I wanted to see is OU not have that hangover, and it looked like they didn't have that proverbial hangover today, playing a lesser team. And I know you've seen it too. We'd win against a good quality team, and then play a trash team and go out there and just fumble, or not fumble, so to speak, but just just have that hangover. You know what I mean, brother?
Yeah. And I heard you saying that on Coach Rich's show earlier, that you have we'll go back to 2 years ago when they won 10 games and they beat Texas, right? Then the very next week, you did everything but lose to UCF, and then lost the next two after that. Now you had some injuries that came out of that.
Mm-hmm.
That was the depth wasn't there, and
right.
Listen, I don't like to do the Jeff Lebby sucks thing, because I've never believed that. I always thought that we did him and Dylan shitty.
We did.
I think as a fan base, we treated those guys like shit. To answer your question real quick there, Jack, no. They have an elite running back. His name is Torrey Blaylock. He just hadn't gotten the range yet. They haven't turned him up.
Yeah.
My son and I will be there. I like the picture.
Hey, that's one. I love it. I love it. Even though Torrey is playing with a bum shoulder right now, man, when you watch him, he explodes.
I like it.
And he's patient for the hole to open up.
Yeah, legend. His burst is different, right? I haven't seen anybody attack a hole. Like, they're patient enough for it to open, but when he sees his spotter, he sees that it's closing. He's going to try to get through it. He's not afraid of contact, even with the shoulder being jammed. And that's what that is. He's got a jammed shoulder. Right? But here's the thing. He keeps starting everybody else but Torrey.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
To me, I just
don't,
Yeah. Baker says.
But anyway, Jason, I don't want to hog up all your time, because I know you got some other people that wants to come in.
Oh, look at this. Hold on.
I appreciate you.
Address this real quick.
Okay.
Address two things. This team just feels different. It's not drinking Kool-Aid. This team believes. I think I see that too. I think that I've said this a few times, but I want somebody else to kind of back it up. Do you see that Mateer, it's not just the skill set, right? It's not even that. And it's
right.
The guy has this level of swagger and belief in what they're doing and knowledge about what it is that Buckle wants to do, that I think it infuses the entire team with confidence that they haven't had.
Yeah. Jason, you've mentioned this several times, and I'm talking about going back to when I first started watching you. Mateer brings that alpha dog mentality to the locker room, and when you got one alpha dog, everybody gravitates around him. He's got the swag, he's got the moxie, he's got everything you want as a team leader, and we have not seen this in forever. So yes, what we are seeing is when you have a 108 roster team, and how many ever you field on each side of the ball, you're seeing each individual player playing with fire and playing with belief, if that makes any sense.
Yes, it does. No, and it's what I was saying. Yeah, because that's what I've been saying too, is that you keep hearing guys from the defense talking about that he makes them better. He talks about them making him better too, by the way. But like, they can last year, that defense, I think they were a lot better than what their standing was in the country, because you didn't have complimentary football going on, right? But with this one, it's
right.
Like The
Right.
defense knows that, they don't have to be perfect they try to be, but they don't have to be perfect on every series that, and because it's not going to, if they're not perfect on every series, they know that it's okay that that he can pick them up a little bit, and this offense has the ability to do that. So that's where I'm feeling like, oh yeah. And then the other thing I wanted you to address was this client, because I'm going to address him too. You'll treat Mateer like shit when he busts too.
Okay.
So Drew the Longhorn is going to come in here with, with his butt hurt about the fact that you couldn't fucking hold off UTEP of all fucking teams, and Arch had 114 yards, and you're going to talk shit about Mateer. Here's what this dude has been like filling up my comments, folks, and kill him in there. Don't take him out of there. Let him talk, because we want to make fun of him. The dude has been filling up the comment section talking about for the last 20 and 30 years that Oklahoma's been playing a shitty out-of-conference early schedule because Texas is their Super Bowl, and that's why they have been winning the Red River more years than not. Everybody laugh at him.
Yeah.
Your top
It goes back, and I know
you will shut the fuck up.
it goes back to my old verbiage of Arch ain't hitting the bull in the ass with the bass fiddle right now.
Mm-hmm.
And here's my issue with Arch, and I'm not talking bad about Arch. Is you've been in that program for 3 years. You're now the starting quarterback, and you look like you came as a freshman yesterday. That's and then they automatically anoint him.
That points to Sark though. Is like,
Huh?
what the fuck are you doing in there? How is it that he's been there 3 years and he doesn't know this offense like the back of his hand?
I know it's that's my issue. And the fact that they automatically anoint him the Heisman winner, national champ, already giving him accolades. I never bought it. I never will buy it. And right now, show me in the SEC right now. Show me a better quarterback than John Mateer. And I'm not being a homer. I'm not being a homer. I'm just.
That's what I was getting at earlier when I brought all that shit up that Moscona was talking about. There's no way in hell that you can sit here after week 3 now. I promise you, there's no way in hell that you can say that there's a better quarterback in this league, unless you say Diego Pavia.
Yeah,
if you want to argue Diego, I'll listen. Now, I don't think that that's the case, but that dude is a dog, and he's also another guy who has experience, and he has experience winning a natty in junior college, and he has experience at a low-level school and made them a lot better than they were. Hell, they beat Auburn when he was at New Mexico State at Auburn.
At Jordan-Hare.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he's undefeated against them fuckers.
Yeah. So and here
against Alabama.
Yeah. And here's what I've been catching on my live stream every Monday that and I'm not going to mention any names, but you think, I quote, you think your defense is elite, just wait until you face us. Well, your defense today against UTEP of all people give up a total of 259 yards.
Again, what the fuck are we talking about? Why are we talking? Who the fuck have they faced that you're going to like, oh my God, they stopped them?
Yeah.
I mean, are we going to do this about UTEP? Are we going to do this about San Jose State? Really, are we going to do this about, never mind the fact that it's Ohio State, I get it, but they also had a brand new offensive line, a brand new quarterback that's a second-year player, not a third-year guy.
And then you really can't judge Ohio State, Jason, because
they have a new play caller that's never fucking called plays.
Yeah. And Ohio stayed with Ohio State in their ball game, so I really can't judge Ohio State at this point.
They're not going to play anybody for a while. You're not going to have to.
No.
You're not going to have to.
So,
And I mean, we're everybody's loving on Oregon right now, and I like Dante Moore as much as the next guy. I've told you guys I think that he's the guy out of that class that I like the most, and he always has been. But I'll tell you this: beating up on Okie Light doesn't do it for me.
No.
They fucking suck. And they played Northwestern today, and they fucking suck.
Yeah.
And then I think they had Idaho or somebody like that before. I don't know. It's not good. So
no, it's not.
Here's the thing. I think Oregon's good. I know that they've got a good defense. They haven't lost a game in Big Ten play aside from the Rose Bowl game. But in league play, they're undefeated since they got there. So until then, I mean, they belong where they belong in the rankings. But you're going to tell me that Texas belongs in the top 10 still? Because I got to tell you, I don't think they're in the top 25.
No. And you're right. What's his name? What's his name from Fan Addict, the Texas fan? When he tells you that they're playing like ass, you can take that to the bank.
Yeah,
Steven.
Yeah.
When he tells you that they're playing like ass, you can take that to the bank.
Yeah, he doesn't always say it whenever they are, though. But because
I know
he was saying that they shouldn't have been dropped out of to the number 8 or whatever from number 1, and I was like, I mean, I think they like shit, but nothing. But I think he will shut the hell up as to whatever happens next, because you can't. If it's anybody but UTEP today, they get their ass handed to them.
Yeah. Right. And
it's not
Jason,
the quarterback play though either. Though it's not. I don't think it is all because of quarterback play. I think a lot of it has to do with Sark's play calling, putting him in great positions. And if I got to tell you, I believe this is what I'll say nice about Arch Manning. Don't tell me that he isn't good enough to come in there and be the guy when everybody wanted him, and he is a Manning. They do teach him a few things in that family. So if you're not getting better, it's because of where you are and what's going on. Something isn't right there. Something isn't right there.
Yeah.
Yep, I called that Vandy game.
And Jason, I've got to give you, I got to hand you your flowers, because even in the off season, you said that their Texas's secondary is sus. Well, it's showing up. It really is, and that's
hell. You know who else?
You know, Jason,
Colin Simmons. Where the fuck is he? He's on Carton too. Their defensive end, all-world defensive end that nobody's seen anything from in the first 3 games. Fuck out of here.
Oh, and let's shout out and send a prayer to Kanai Walker. He got put on a stretcher today in the Arkansas game.
Did he? Oh man. Yeah. Shout out to Kanai, man. I hope he's all right. Hey, they hung around in Oxford for an awful long time. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who Arkansas would have beat the shit out of today. Texas.
Who's that?
Arkansas would have whooped the shit out of them today. They would have whooped their ass.
Yeah.
But
moving forward,
go ahead.
Moving forward, Jason, I'm just right now, and I know this is 3 games, and I'm going to pump the brakes. But right now, from what I'm seeing, top to bottom, I'm not as nervous as most Red Rivalry games as I am. Usually, I'm high strung 3 weeks before that game, like a tighter than a guitar string. But now I'm not as worried as I have been in the past. I'll tell you that.
Real quick,
but I am pumping the brake.
Yeah, real quick on that. This is one of those years. You remember Charlie Strong with the Baker team went to the fucking Rose Bowl and should have won the Natty. They beat Oklahoma. So before we go fucking getting too damn cocky, go win the motherfucker first. That's all I'm gonna say.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, Jason. I'm pumped.
Debacle And yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumping the brakes, but I'm just saying from my standpoint is I'm not as high strung as some Red River rivalries, 2 to 3 weeks.
No, they should. Well, and here's the other thing. It's been a while since that Red River game that I was talking about where they lost to Charlie Strong and them, they didn't have this defense either.
They sure did not.
Poor bastard Arch he's gonna be hurting. This is gonna be a long fucking day.
And I'll tell you right now, Jason, I'm not going to sit there and blow smoke up people's butt. I guarantee you, BV and Arbuckle has a separate playbook for Texas this year. They got that locked up in the vault.
Mm-hmm. They do. I would agree with that. I would agree with that for sure. I think that, look, man, I think that this team is, what you can say about Oklahoma is they haven't been perfect, but they're handling their business in a way that you haven't necessarily seen them do that. And it's good for, like, I was at the Michigan game. First off, shout out to the entire fan base there, because that's as loud as I've heard it since the jump around game.
Oh, wow. Is that loud?
It was fucking loud. And it was sustained loudness too. Like,
wow.
If you were watching the Red River guys, the Helms and Kip and they had RSJ on this past week. And they were talking about that they kept thinking it was third down and it was first and second down because they were up there and being fucking loud. And I can tell you that I sat down for a few minutes at halftime, and that's about it.
Wow. Wow.
K. Chris was talking about the student section was in it and involved the whole game. Usually they're not even, they fuck around most of the game. They were in there and engaged in all that.
Hey, Jason, Wes wants to know if you're talking to Donnie Baker because I sound like him.
That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious. Hey, Donnie Baker. That dude is awesome, man. I can't believe he died though, huh?
Hey, y'all, this is Donnie Baker.
Donnie Baker.
I know. I followed him on Twitter and Facebook.
That fucking guy, man.
He was a nut.
He's insane. This is Donnie.
But yeah, Jason, I appreciate
in Florida.
Yeah, he's always fighting with his neighbor Mitchell.
Yeah, he was. I fucking love it. It was awesome. What a great guy. That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Bro. Thank you, Wes. That's funny. But the new Donnie Baker. This is
Wes. Thank you for that.
That's pretty funny shit.
Yeah, I'm now been.
He says, it ain't that one, I doubt. Have you ever watched this dude? Go look him up, Donnie Baker. He's fucking total white trash. Man.
Oh God, he's
white trash all the way. Inbred pit dweller kind of shit, man. It was fucking great. Loved it. It's comic, very comedy. Good shit, man. That's funny stuff.
Thank you, Wes. He was one of my favorite comedians. I appreciate the compliment. And me and Coach Ricks, he got an email several months ago, an email that said me and him reminded him of Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor.
That's funny. I like it. Big Lubbock. Not yet. You don't get to say
Jason, I always appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, we enjoy it.
What's that?
We love having you. No, we love having you, brother. You already know.
Oh, yeah, Jason.
Appreciate you. I'm gonna let another guy come in, and I think it's Bishop. So, yeah. But everybody else, I pinned the address in there. Let me get a few more callers. So, hey, Drew, you're not gonna be one of them. I ain't gonna have it. I'm not having it from you, bro. I would let you in, but I'll have to kick your ass right out because you've just been saying the dumbest shit ever. Ain't no way. What up there, Bishop?
Hey, what's good? What's shaking?
Yeah.
Hey, it's already Auburn week. Ooh-wee.
Mom, Nani, you're in here saying you don't think Arch is trash. He's trash. I don't care. He's a Texas guy. He gets to catch it. He gets to catch it.
You already know.
Yeah.
Both barrels.
Yeah. You don't get to. Mom don't get to come in here and shut down my fun talking shit about Texas today. I don't think so.
Shoot. So what's been going on, bro?
Nah, man. Just I've been looking at this. I don't know how much I've been timed out. No, we didn't time you out. But I'm not gonna have you come in and like talk on the thing there, Drew. Because the shit that you've been saying in my comment section is you're lucky I didn't block you completely from that dumbass shit. But the only reason I didn't is so we could all laugh at you. To really come in and tell me that Bishop, listen to this one. He was saying that Oklahoma's been padding their non-con schedule for 30 years, and that's why they've been beaten because Texas is their Super Bowl. You know, it's the lamest shit I've ever heard of, by the way. Lamest shit ever.
Facts.
Bro, you're gonna make excuses for being trash, and then the very next week, you guys prove how trash ass you are. And look, there's no reason that Art should be this bad when he's been in your system now for 3 years. There's no way.
No excuses.
There's no way. You don't have to throw him out. Don't throw him out, Dwayne, but get on his ass. Please do. Call in and do it. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
Parts about
Tell
what
Dwayne,
the
come
truth
on
is
up.
about what truth is there to that? I asked you in the comment section, Drew. I asked you to give me the data of what you're talking about because I know damn good and well that you don't have the schedules for the last 30 years for both of the Red River rivals that you can and the records of the teams that they played or any information that would like back up your horseshit claim. There's no way you do. If you do, I'd love to hear it and see it. In fact, send it to me and I will I'm going to put it in my email. Pop it in there and I love to see this data. And you know what? The reason that I haven't gone back and looked at it because I know it's bullshit. I've been covering Big 12 football for a long time and no, you're full of shit. The link is pinned in the description is pinned in the chat there, Dwayne.
Yeah.
It's pinned in the chat.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stay long.
Texas will play Alabama. You're talking about the last couple of years. Bishop, address what he's talking about. Address what he's talking about. He said, OU would play cupcakes. Texas would play Alabama. They played Alabama fucking twice. What are we talking about?
Facts. The bottom line is he's talking out of the side of his lips. You take your bottom lip and your top lip and you.
If you take your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the fuck up.
Clown.
Holla.
Clown. Come up with, don't just say that stuff. Give me actual data because you saying Alabama right there tells me you're talking about since Sark fucking got here, not 30 years worth of data. Quit talking. You know, do you realize that I looked up last week that you guys have lost like 12 out of the last 15 to Okie Light?
Ouch.
To Okie Light. I mean, bro. Not 20 years either. Not 20 years either. I'm telling
Stop it.
you, the last 20 years is whenever I have been entrenched in the Big 12. And that's bullshit.
Not only that, it's like, how many times did y'all go 5-7? Come on, man.
Yeah, you're full of shit, bro. Come on, stop it. Just stop it.
But yeah, I just want to hit you up since I just got home.
Okay.
Shoot. And tell Dwayne, come on up. Hey,
Yeah,
it's
he's,
plenty of gumbo.
All right, Dwayne, you hear us, man?
Because I'm going to get on him.
Yes, he
He's
does.
talking all this
Hey,
crap.
give him double barrel. I license
get
you to double barrel.
Oh, I'm going to get him. He's talking about what Texas should be, but we already know what they're going to be. He already knows it. He knows it deep down in his heart. He just scared. He don't want to admit it, but he better recognize, because guess what? I'm not saying that we're going to win any national championship. We're going to take one game at a time, and clearly he's seeing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So please give me a good example about what defense that you played against other than UTEP and San Jose State. I mean, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about?
No,
That's my whole point.
I mean, you can go back. I mean, I know that Oklahoma played. I mean, I'm back when Teddy and them were there. They played Alabama in the non-con. I mean, we could go back and look. I could guarantee you we can go back and look at the schedules for the last 20 years of Oklahoma and do this. I'm not going to waste my time because I know you're full of shit. You show me where you're right about that, and I'll listen to you. Until then, I don't have shit to say to you, Drew. I think you're full of shit. Other than you're full of shit.
Man, he's trying to bait you, Hall of Fame. He's baiting you. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a clown. He's been a clown, dude. Go ahead, but do go on. I want you to get light into his ass.
Man, he just talking. He ain't saying nothing. All he doing is talking. He's not saying anything because he ain't got nothing to say. Only thing he's trying to do is trying to make his point about what Texas is against UTEP and San Jose State. I mean, of course, you lost to Ohio State, but you barely did anything. You want to brag online. A lot of those short-term fans is bragging about, oh, they did this. This is the yards they got against. Man, come on, let's be for real. Let's get going. Let's talk about it. I mean, he's not saying anything. Yeah. You're playing 3 or 4 cupcake teams. Are you kidding me? Who you got? San Jose State. You had who else? UTEP, and who's the other team they got? Come on, man, really?
San Jose State. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's talking about. That's what I said earlier, Dwayne, and I'll throw it at you too. I keep hearing from all these clowns on Twitter and everywhere else, and like idiots like Drew here. He's like, we've got a championship defense, and it's getting wasted by this shitty offense. No.
Against San Jose State.
What tells me that you have a championship defense? How are we supposed to know? San Jose State, UTEP, or even Ohio State with a brand new play caller that's never fucking called plays before, a new quarterback, a new offensive line, new running backs.
If he couldn't handle Ohio State, what do you think Oklahoma's going to do to him? They're going to skull drag him. None. They get none of that.
Well, I told Chris Mason earlier because I said that Oklahoma has the best defense in the country, and I'll stand on that 100%, 10 toes down. I'll stand on it. It's the best defense in the country, and guess what? You can talk, and Chris Mason brings up, well, I don't know. What about Ohio State? Ohio State doesn't have the depth.
Nope.
They don't have the depth. And you know what? Texas should have been able to take advantage of that, particularly down in the goal line area. And still couldn't do it.
And and the thing about it is, they're not going to bench him. Because guess what? If they bench him, man, they're going to be done. I mean, he'll be done. He will be done.
Mm-hmm.
He will be done.
See, this is how dumb he is, though. Michigan, Texas achieved that feat last year at their house. Yeah, they didn't even have as good a quarterback as they got in this true freshman. But
guess what? he forgot that they lost to Ohio State in their house. He
They
forgot
beat
about
Ohio
that.
State. Yeah, they beat Ohio State. Yeah.
You know, they lost to Ohio State at their house. It was a drubbing. So, I mean, come on. What are we even talking about? That dude is an idiot. Like you say, he's an idiot.
Yeah,
But he
he's just talking dumb shit. It's like I said, he did. Dude, you're not gonna bring that shit up though.
Michigan, Texas achieved those feat last year. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. That
He said, I bet you won't look. I know pretty much what their schedules were, but I can tell you this: you're not gonna look, and so I'm not gonna bother with this argument. I think it's the dumbest argument I've ever heard of, for especially when you haven't done shit in a decade until the last 2 years, when you've had bullshit schedules, including the year in the Big 12.
man, that was a gimme. If you look at it, I think that was a gimme. Who
Yeah.
all knew at the end that they wanted Texas at the end? Because guess what? Clearly that game against a little brother, they should not have won that game. I'm gonna be honest with you. They shouldn't have won that game. But hey, it is what it is.
With little brother?
Yeah.
Wait, which game? Which game? You talking about the Texas game?
No. When we play little brother to
Oh no,
get
they
into
got screwed.
to
They
get
got,
into that
you
to
know
get
what?
into that Big
Texas
12
fans
championship,
know-
that was a gimme.
Texas fans know, because K-State, they tried to give K-State the game against them more than once, and they found a way to fuck it off. That was with, I mean, hell, Kansas State had 3 different shots to do it, didn't get it done. Same thing with Houston. Now, I think that they actually favored Texas in that Houston game because they screwed Houston out of that one play bad.
Oh yeah,
But
absolutely.
Iowa State almost got them, and then, you know, there were some weird calls, and there was weird calls for 2 years straight. Like,
yeah.
I'll go back to the Texas Tech game that they made that fucking field goal.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That Oklahoma made that field goal, and they all of a sudden they don't have fucking video of that poll.
Oh, of course. And then on top of that, it all comes down to, as soon as we're getting ready to leave. Don't you find that kind of ironic?
Look at this. Michael McCacker, my man. Alabama home and home, 2002 and 2003. Oregon, Washington, Miami, Washington 08, 09, Miami, Florida State, 2 years in a row, Notre Dame, 2 years in a row, and Tennessee.
That's who we
15
play.
years worth of games, bro.
That's what I'm talking about.
What you got? Go ahead and throw those in there, man.
Where you at, Drew? Where you at, Drew?
'Cause now you're
Longhorn?
saying
Can you
that.
answer that? Can you figure that out? What's up? Can
Favorable
you answer
schedule
that?
for 20 years. He just listed them for you, you clown. Come back and list all yours. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you.
OU has favorable schedule for 20 years, and they want to bitch now about Texas schedule?
You know what? You know who else was on their schedule? Texas, beating that ass too. But that was his excuse for why Oklahoma, they were just gearing up and not having to play anybody while Texas is playing all these good teams.
Mm-hmm.
All those teams are 20 years ago. You're talking about the last 20 years, you ass clown?
I mean, that dude's an idiot. He's just talking, man.
Listen, Drew, the next thing you put in there better make sense, or I'm going to kick you out for the night.
OU has a favorable schedule. Are you kidding me? He talking about our schedule's favorite? Come on, man. Really?
He's full of shit.
Man, he is. He's silly. He's not even genuine.
2003 and 2000.
Now all those teams 20 years ago. Are you kidding me? You just said, didn't he? Just man, look.
He told me in the comment section on videos that weren't live, he was saying 30 years even.
You know what? He sounds like he's moving the goalposts.
Yeah, he's a fool.
He's moving the goalposts.
2002, 2000. Okay, so let's go from 05. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 out of the last 20 right there is what Michael just listed there. 12 out of the last 20 years that they had legit.
2002 and 2003 don't count?
No, because it's not in the last 20 years. If we're going to go 20 years, we'll go back to 05. So there's 05 Oregon, 06 Washington, Miami in 07, 08 Washington, 09 Miami, 10 and 11 Florida State, 12 and 13 Notre Dame, and 14, and then 2015 Tennessee.
Look, Mike,
And then they had
5
Ohio
still.
State after that. Hold on. They had Ohio State after that they went and planted the fucking flag in the shoe. You sure you want to do this? Oklahoma went to the shoe and won.
That dude, man.
Yeah, Texas lost. Texas had a 1,500-day losing streak to Kansas.
Wait, listen to him. Drew, he never said 30 years. Never said that. Now he's crawfishing out. It's what they call crawfishing out.
Oh, we're stretching? Okay, so go back and look. Go back and look at Washington in the year that he's talking about. And those are power conference teams. '21 and 22.
Come on, man.
Who's in? Oh, Nebraska in 21 and 22. Yeah. But that's a rivalry game. You guys have played Arkansas a bunch in that time. It's not like they're good.
Last year Texas was good, but I'm not gonna knock them. But this year, they are garbage.
Okay. Yeah, he is. He is.
Man, this dude here, he just trolled.
They're back.
He just trolled. He just trolled.
You know what he's doing is he's butthurt as all hell that he had to watch that debacle today where you guys squeaked by a shitty UTEP team. Yeah. Oklahoma played them a couple of years ago. You remember what they did to them?
They skull drug them.
They beat them by 50.
And again, they're bragging about beating San Jose State. Great defense, right? Oh, bro, you wrote 38-3. Come on, man. Give it a break.
Disingenuous. Okay, well, I'm sorry that you don't like it, but you can run along.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah, that I'm being disingenuous. He literally wrote these long ass comments that were so full of shit. In fact, you know what? I will go back and find them. I'll go back and find them just so that we can fucking talk shit about it. Now you've made it personal.
I literally never said 30 years, and it's disingenuous for you to add.
Now he's made it personal, bro. I just gotta say it's personal now, so that's okay. We'll do that. Oh shit. Let's see. Shout out to Terrence Crawford. Shout out to Terrence Crawford, bro. Love it.
Not butt hurt. Yeah, you butt hurt.
No,
yeah, you butt hurt.
All booty hurt.
Oh, he's butt hurt. He butt hurt. He knows what's gonna happen. He knows what's gonna happen. He knows what's gonna happen, Hall of Fame. He knows what's gonna happen.
He's the biggest clown Texas fan that comes in here like constantly talking shit all the time. And it's fun sometimes, but you notice how I don't usually let him on the call part because he talks and yeah, he's a clown.
He don't want to get on it because I'm going to chew him up and spit him out. He don't want that.
Nah, he don't.
I'm like, but this guy, I've never seen. Now, I can deal with a lot of Texas fans. I can deal with a lot of them, but a lot of them are stupid. They talk stupid stuff.
Yeah, they do.
You know, but then...
Benji's pretty chill for the most part. He's chill.
Mm-hmm. You know? But a lot of these fans, somebody said that they were talking about Arch Manning is hurt and all this kind of stuff. I said, don't use that as an excuse. Mm-hmm. We said that last year. Nobody wanted to hear it.
But it'd be one thing if he's hurt, then why is he playing? And why is Sark saying he's not hurt?
Exactly. But again, they came forward.
I mean, he was talking weird stuff about reporters taking a shit. It was weird.
Where'd that even come up from?
They were asking about the faces that he was making, and so he was like, well, I don't know what you guys look like when you're going to the bathroom, and it was like, what? Like he was trying to go somewhere with it, but he didn't make the.
Who asked those kind of? I mean, why? Man, what is this? But I'll appreciate your apology when you realize apology for what?
It was. I didn't understand it, bro.
Dude's a clown.
Yeah, it was, and you can tell what it really is Stark doesn't know what to tell you. He doesn't know what to say right now. He's lost for words as to what is it that I'm doing, what is it that we haven't done, and that I don't know how. I can't seem to make the connection here of what do I do to win, and go to the next level. Because look, hey, Mars Jam says it in here every fucking time he comes on the show. They missed their window.
But let me ask you a question. Do
They
you
had their
think?
chance.
Do
Go ahead.
you think? Do you think that Peyton, do you think Peyton is in his ear?
I don't know. I think he should be. I would
Well,
be.
I mean, because guess what? If Sark is supposed to be this quarterback guru, and then you got Peyton Manning in his ear, that could be a problem too. If that's the case.
Okay, one of them is Texas. Oh, so here Texas has the overall record. This is Drew the Longhorn.
Oh yeah, they do.
The most recent natty, and frankly, OU has worked their schedule for 30 years to prep for Texas, their Super Bowl. All the while, Texas is playing difficult games, often the week before the Red River rivalry. Which
What?
they're all the while Texas is playing difficult games, often the week before the Red River. And a matter of fact, since I'm disingenuous, Drew, you ass clown, I'm gonna go ahead and post this one up there. Dumbass. Should have known better than to call me fucking disingenuous. I'm petty as fuck. I will tell you that much. I'm petty as fuck.
That guy's an idiot. He's worried about the overall record. We'll ask him this question.
Look at what he says. Look at what he says. Never said 30 years, you will never find them. Here you go. Is that not you there, buddy boy? Is that not you? Huh? 30 years to prep for Texas, their Super Bowl. All the while, Texas is playing difficult games, often the week before the Red River rivalry. Now, I ask you again, where the fuck is your proof of this bullshit? Because I just proved to you that you're full of shit.
So what? Does that even matter?
I literally never said 30 years. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, fool. I'm not making stuff. I'm making stuff up. Okay.
Hey, Hall of Fame, if we talk about the overall record, ask him how many national championships does Texas hold as compared to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Let's just get that out there right now.
That's all they ever have, though. That's the point. Is like, and that's where I went back to him and told him, and I'll say this again. I think it's the lamest thing in the world to say shit like this. Saying, and frankly, OU has worked their schedule for 30 years to prep for Texas. My guy just put that in there. No, it wasn't a typo. Now who's disingenuous, you ass clown?
It's ingenious to add 10 years. Are you kidding me? Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Man, this dude is crazy.
Are we gonna do I need to continue with this? Drew, do I need to continue with this, bro? Because you know better. Come on, bro. Where did you show me the 20? I want to see this 20 because I don't know. I'm not buying it. Let me find some more.
Man, this dude is crazy.
Keep talking. Yeah, you keep talking. You can hold it for a second. Let me get this. I'm gonna find this bullshit. Oh,
This guy here. I deal with Texas. I was clowning a Texas fan earlier today. Dude said something stupid.
I'm done looking up. Yeah,
dude is stupid.
He's stupid. You know what? You can look this shit up too, Drew. You show it to me because you've proven that you're not trustworthy whatsoever to what you say. I think you're half drunk most of the time, and you think you said one thing and you said something else. You know, either that or you did too much blow or something. I don't know. But come on, bro.
Man, this dude here crazy. He crazy.
Because potheads don't care enough about shit like this to take it this far. It's weird.
I can tell you one thing. He's a true Texas fan. He going on with the bullcorn. I can give you that. I can
Still
give you
doing
that.
it. You just do it on your phone. You can go in there and look up when people comment to you, and it'll be in your damn. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. I'm the one that's like proved that I was not lying about what I said. You're the one that's still bullshitting, bro. Stop putting a bunch of fucking comments over and over and over because you're bullshitting. I'm about to kick you out of here.
Dude is an idiot, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm all right, dude. I'm gonna give you a 10-minute one. And then
He's gonna ask how to look it up.
when you
Look,
come
use
back in
Google,
10
clown.
minutes, when you come back in
Use
10
Google.
minutes, you better have proof of what the fuck you're talking about, and it ought to be in my damn email. Otherwise, don't talk. Ass clown.
That dude is he's crazy.
Yeah, he's full shit.
Yeah. All right, there.
I hadn't seen old Dez in here in a while. I like Dez. He's my boy, but we usually just go back and forth a little bit. But yeah. It's a shame. It's a shame, I tell you. Dwayne, appreciate you coming in, brother.
All right, man. I just got off work. I'm finna go crash out, man. I'll take it easy, man. It's always great to be on your show, man.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Take it easy. God bless you.
You too, sir. All right, who's next? Yeah, you can't change stupid. Right. No, and that's the whole thing I was saying. Is like just like and I mean, living in the past, they got to go way in the past before they can start living. You know what I mean? But he's going to sit there and blame the last 30 years on Oklahoma padding its schedule. No, Wes. No, Wes. That's ridiculous to say. This is the dumbest thing I've heard from a OU fan today. This is the dumbest thing I've heard. Why are we doing this? No, hell no. Nope, not letting you in, bro. Never happened. Dude, and I can handle you guys. Jack, I like you, man. You've been pretty reasonable as a fan overall. We've got other Texas fans that are fairly reasonable as fans overall. Hell, we've got Mizzou fans. We hate fucking Mizzou at Oklahoma. We got Mizzou fans that come in here and act correct. Yes, Jeff, please do. Come on. He's a Mizzou fan. Come on in. But Drew has been, and he's always around, and I don't even mind that he talks it. But if you're gonna say things, you got to know. You guys know if you watch this show and you come at me with dumb shit, I'm gonna call you a dummy. If you come at me with dumb shit, you're gonna get called a dummy. You better have something to back up what you're saying, or I'm gonna tell you you're a clown, because that's what clowns do. I expect fans to be smarter than that. Don't come in with normal fan, man, I have a hard time with casuals. Like Trojan Fight will come in and at least have a good argument with you. A lot of USC fans, totally casual. Totally casual. Hell, they don't even fill up the fucking stadium. That's how casual most of them are. Big Lubbock, I give him shit all the time, but I love it that he is as hyped up about tech as he is. Love this guy. He's awesome. Please do call in. Yes. Come on. Oh, wait. Are you already there? Oh, no, Drew. Yeah, I'm booting you. Dude. He's still in there. He was still in the lobby. Negative, Ghost Rider. I'm not listening to your shit. Nope. You don't have no proof. I'm not even going to pay any more attention to your messages right now until you show me some proof, because you're wasting my time. And you're not commandeering my fucking show. Mm-hmm. That's the other part. I tell you who's not upset with Hawkins. Arbuckle. Agreed with this. But I'll tell you this. This is the problem though. And this is where I say that you have to go to Sark on this shit. Because he's had him in the system for 3 years. He's been learning and practicing with these guys and getting reps and getting game time for 3 years. If you're not better prepared than this, now part of it could be, yeah, maybe he's not good under the lights. Maybe he's not good under pressure. Maybe that's it. But if Sark doesn't see that either, that's also a Sark problem. Yeah, when you start doing the Okie Light thing and counting up every fucking, swimming and gymnastics championship that you have or whatever, and when you start talking about national championships, volleyball, swimming, we're having a football conversation. No, what did you see though? What did you really see? He ran the ball well, but his passing game was sus because he seemed so rushed. He was rushed. He was about to get hit most of the time that he dropped back. Wes, bro, you're not, and mind you, Mateer he passed under 60% today. He was under 60%. Why? Because he was getting ran out of there. You can't judge them like you're on the same tier here when, first off, he hasn't been behind the same line as what he's been on, and the game plan wasn't set up for him. None of that shit. I didn't even think they were going to play him at all. Well, I'll make it make sense. They had one of the best offensive lines in the country last year. They had one of the best receiving rooms in the country last year. When he came in, he had a running back that was working. Trey Wisner was unbelievable last year. Why? Because they had a fucking great offensive line. That's the other thing about what's going on at Texas that people aren't talking about near enough, is that they don't have an offensive line that is doable. 40 plays, it's clear that Arch just isn't it. Yeah. Dude, Eric, I saw the dude miss a 5-yard throw by 5 yards. I mean, 5 yards from him, he missed it by 5 yards. But again, he's not setting him up for success. And I'm telling you, I don't think that Arch is that great. And I think that he's been overhyped. And this is the reason why people are as harsh on him as they are. Not just the fact that he's a Texas player, but he's been overhyped. But if you're calling him Chris Sims right now, you should apologize to Chris Sims because he's been a lot better than this. He lost like 6 games in the entire time he started at Texas. Most of them were to Oklahoma. Yeah. I thought that was funny too. Everybody's saying hi, Mom. I didn't either. I thought we would play till injury because them saving his red shirt makes sense. I think they should. And my thought was, why not just go ahead and build a package for him that he knows he's going to run in a game that matters? What else do you need to see from him? And I think that he also I think you're getting better prepared for what's going to happen in the SEC in practice than you are in a game like Temple. Yeah. No, there you go. That's what I was saying, Jack. Now, should they have been starting Major Applewhite? Probably. The 1 year anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't think that he gets the same coaching that Chris got either. I was listening to Mac Brown a couple of weeks ago. He was on 365, and he was talking with Smokey and those guys, talking about what they did with Arch, or not with Arch, with Vince. That they sat down when they brought him in and realized that they didn't need to do what the offensive coordinator liked to do or what Mac liked to do as a coach, as an offensive guy. They needed to do what worked for Vince. And I talk about this a lot. These coaches that try to stick square pegs in round holes all the time, can't stand them. They get so in love with their thing that they forget that some of these guys are good at other things. And if you're not using what your guy is best at, that's why I was telling the people that are worried about Mateer getting hurt. You can get hurt standing in the pocket just as easy, like Coach said last week. But if you take away the part of his game that makes him really dangerous, which is not just that he can throw, but that he can throw off platform and from different arm angles and on the run, and that he can run and beat you with his feet. If you take away those things from him, trying to turn him into whatever you think is how you need to play football, then he ceases to be who he is. And he ceases to be the threat that he was before you fucked him up. Yeah, I'm not letting you call in. No, I'm not. And it's a stupid claim. We just proved it wrong. You haven't sent me any information that shows that you're right, so I will not talk to you until I see that information. No. Bye, Felicia.
If you take your top lip and connect it to your bottom lip, you will shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There you go. I didn't care what you claim. You're wrong. I looked it up. Yeah. His claim's stupid. And you also claim that you just said 20 years and you said 30. Just like I told you did. And the reason that I never went to look it up, I already knew that they played a lot of these teams. Mike didn't even add in there that they went on the road to play Ohio State. Kind of like you guys did, only Oklahoma beat them. No, of course not. All right, Wes. Appreciate it. Again, that's what I'm saying. There's something weird there that's going on, and it's always been a problem. As long as Sark was with Pete Carroll or Nick Saban, that they're going to micromanage the shit out of how you do things. They want things done a certain way. He learned under shit. What was that first coordinator's name at USC? It was the Asian guy. Oh shit. He was really good. And it's on the tip of my tongue. Really good though. But that's who taught him and Lane. And I'll tell you, I think Lane is much better. Lane hasn't gotten the same leeway because Lane's different though. He's louder in the public and all that stuff. You said 20 a bunch today. You said 30. I don't care, Drew. Shut up and go away. You said 30. That's the one I found. And I'm not going to go looking back through your dumbass statements because they were all stupid. None of it made sense anyways. It doesn't matter whether you said 20 or 30. 20 or 30, Oklahoma played a lot of really good out-of-conference teams. And they beat the shit out of you either way. So that silly little narrative that you have heard so many times in your little echo chamber in Austin, it doesn't matter to me. It just doesn't. Norm Chow, that's him. Badass dude, right? Yep. And Norm Chow taught him there's a certain way of doing things, but as long as you're getting, micromanaged by somebody like that, then yeah, you're going to call. It's like how Lincoln was when Bob was there. They ran the shit out of the ball out of the air raid, and he was it made Lincoln so much better as a play caller. He got further and further away from that, the further away from Stoops' retirement it came. Bye-bye, Felicia. Not coming back today, big dog. Shit, man. Like talking to a little fucking kid. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. At no time, Texas keeping this channel alive. Oh, I love this one too. Yeah. Are you going to do this today too there, D-Max? Yeah. You can talk all the shit you want to. Here you are. Here you are. You gonna tell me anything worthwhile about today's game? What's going on with your boy? Matter of fact, we've been talking about a lot of teams in the country, but it's funnier to talk about Texas right now because everybody was so fucking sure that they were gonna win the Natty, and Arch was the Heisman Trophy winner, one and done, first pick in the first round. And now today he's not draftable. Tell me I'm wrong, please. Please tell me I'm wrong. All right, come on, fellas, really? We've had over 800 people in here, and I've got 40 likes. You guys shitting me? Fellas. Hit the like button or I'm out of here. I don't think so. I don't think it is corrections. Real quick, I'm going to go to this Fanatics commercial real quick. Are you tired of your game day gear looking like it's stuck in the offseason? Well, step up your fandom with Hall of Fame College Football's official Fanatics partner store. Whether you're a diehard Oklahoma Sooners fan like myself, bleeding Crimson and Cream, or you rep another one of the SEC's heavy hitters, Fanatics has you covered. Shop thousands of officially licensed hats, jerseys, sideline polos, and exclusive championship merch from the entire Power 4 and Group of 6 too. All shipped directly to your doorstep and fast. Want to gear up like your favorite coaches and players? Are you looking for that perfect tailgate tee or statement piece for your man cave? Fanatics is your one-stop shop for authentic college football gear from everybody that plays the game. So do yourself and your team a favor. Click our link in the description or simply log on to hofmedia.us/fanatics. That's hofmedia.us/fanatics. And you can shop everything that you want for the best prices of the day right on our Fanatics partner page. Hey, Jason Watkins here with Hall of Fame College Football. And if you are ready to back your favorite team, the Sooners, and fade that Texas hype train every Saturday this fall, there's only one place to do it, MyBookie. Right now, you can double your first deposit up to $1,000 when you sign up at hofmedia.us/mybookie1000. That's hofmedia.us/mybookie1000. Yep, 100% deposit bonus, and it takes less than 5 minutes to get started. Whether you're betting college football, rolling the dice in the online casino, or dropping a 10-leg parlay on SEC Chaos, MyBookie has everything you need. Bet anytime, anywhere, on the go, at the tailgate, or yelling at the refs from your couch. Just don't talk trash. Put your money where your mouth is. Hit that link, hofmedia.us/mybookie1000, and get your deposit bonus today. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie and Hall of Fame College Football. All right. What's up there, Jeff? Can you hear me?
Hey there, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Gotcha. What's up, my man? Thanks for calling in.
Oh, no problem. Mizzou fan here, my Oklahoma brethren. You guys should be smiling today. Very much.
It's a good day today. So it's always a good
Very
day.
good day. Very good day.
Listen, we saw a meltdown of epic proportions by Okie Light over the last week and a half, and Texas is falling down the proverbial mountain, man. It's hilarious. What up there, Chuck? What are you talking about? I'm not doing you no way. We appreciate all love to you. Penn State says, do you believe in this Penn State stuff, Jeff?
What's that?
Penn State.
About Penn State? Yeah, I think Penn State is legit. I do. I thought the three teams that I thought were underrated going in, Oklahoma was one because of Mateer. I thought Penn State was number 2, and I thought Georgia was number 3. And I thought all three of those teams had a chance to. I thought basically Penn State and Georgia definitely making the college football playoff. The only thing about Oklahoma, as you know, is your schedule. So I think if you guys go, I'm sorry, Big 12 is garbage. Okay. That's just the way it is. Said it before. Say it again. They should be lucky they get one team in. So
I think
if Oklahoma finishes,
it's bad. Oof.
Yeah, if Oklahoma finishes 9-3, and a Big 12 team finishes 10-2, and they get in before Oklahoma, it is criminal. I'm sorry. I do, as you know, Jason, I do my model and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, if you look at Oklahoma's last 7 games on their schedule, their easiest opponent, according to the metrics, would be Missouri. That would be their easiest opponent. I don't think that's going to be their easiest opponent, but still, I mean, you are playing basically like 9 teams out of the top 25. If you go 6-3 against 9 teams out of top 25, you should be in the college football fucking playoff.
Sure.
No doubt. I mean, if you're playing, just think about it. If you're playing 9 teams in the top 25, that means their average ranking is 12 or 13, which is a college football playoff team. So if you're 6-3, you're in. These Big 12 cupcakes are going to play maybe 1 team, 2 teams at most, 3 teams in the top 25. It ain't right.
I know.
And
that's the whole thing. They're not playing anybody, and that includes Oregon. I think Oregon's better than they were last year, to answer Jack's question. I think they are better.
I think Oregon's legit. Oregon's legit. But look, please stop making – this is what SEC people have to understand, okay? Like I say, I'm a Missouri fan, but I don't get into the hate, as you know, Jason. Mm-hmm. I root for the SEC because I think we screw ourselves. Because if you're going around, so Oklahoma fans, don't go around saying, oh, Texas has got this easy schedule or Missouri's got this easy schedule. No. Compared to other conferences, Missouri has a brutal schedule. Missouri has one of the easiest schedules in the SEC. But Missouri is going to play
Big Ten, or it's not as easy as a Big Ten schedule, right. Or even for sure.
Yeah, they're going to play 6 opponents in the top 25. The Big 12 is going to play 3. So I'm like, it's like every schedule in the SEC is tough. So, but Oklahoma's schedule is just like a gauntlet. Same with Florida's. I thought Florida was overrated. I think that's coming out. I think Napier's going to be gone by half the year. I can't believe they fired him.
I think they got to fire him by Monday.
Yeah, they ain't. They're counting their money. Look, it's just a different ball game.
Dante or the DJ Lagway experiment is going horribly wrong.
Yeah, he's regressed. I feel sorry for him. I don't know what's going on.
I think. Listen, he came in hurt. I'll tell you what's going on. He came in hurt and still, I mean, overperformed probably coming down the stretch because they didn't have any choice but to. Graham Mertz got hurt. Then the guy that replaced him in the cocktail party game, he didn't look great. I mean, he looked good for a minute, and then they figured him out, and he wasn't the guy. So they basically, in order for him to keep his job, he had to play him, and he got him further hurt. He had a hernia, though. We didn't even know that until like early in the spring or late in the spring. And then he literally didn't go through camp. He didn't go through spring. He didn't really go through any kind of workouts or development. And the entire thought was he's going to save the day for Billy Napier. And to me, shit, man. How do you, if he didn't go to somebody else today and they only lost by 10 fucking points in Baton Rouge and he had 5 interceptions, if they didn't have anybody better to go to, then that is a egregious fuck up on his part.
Oh, I agree totally. I just feel bad for him because he's put in an untenable position.
Yeah.
Because he didn't get the reps, and now you're putting him under live fire in the SEC.
They've played 3 games now.
Yeah.
He looks awful, and it's clear the writing is on the wall. Billy's out. He may not be out right now, but he's out. If you're him, do you jump into the portal now? I mean, I'm redshirting and get the fuck out of here so I can get healthy.
Yeah. I agree. And it's a shame because Florida has a lot of talent. They're misusing their talent. I think right now in the SEC, look, I think you're like me. I hate the preseason rankings. I think they're garbage. I don't think they should even come out. You should play a month of your games or so before you even do a ranking.
I'm not introducing our poll until after next week.
Well, I mean, if Oklahoma is not in the top 5 in the poll, somebody's not watching football. I'm sorry. I don't care that Oklahoma started 21, at the start of the season. It's clear that they're in the top 5, at least in the top 8. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I think Missouri should be in the top 15, but we'll see. But
I have to say is lit. You know how I feel about Mizzou, and like coming into the year, I didn't see a way that they could recreate what they had on that roster, but they did. Ahmad Hardy was a huge pickup for you guys.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you a little bit about Mizzou, and I know this is Oklahoma, so fans don't want to hear about Mizzou.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
But I thought my thinking about Mizzou was I thought they're going to have a strong defense. If you look at the guys they got from the transfer portal and what they brought back, I thought they'd have a top 20 defense, and I still think they will. So my question with Mizzou was on the offense. And my question centered around 2 things, and it's centered around quarterback and offensive line, because I knew they had depth at wide receiver, and I knew when we picked up Coleman, we'd be fine. And I trusted and I know you guys don't like Drinkwitz, but I trusted Drinkwitz because we've been very good at running backs with Drinkwitz. I mean, we've had Cody Schrader before him. We had Tyler Beatty, had Roundtree. I mean, we've always had a very good running back. So I had that. My question, and it still is my question, is the offensive line. And it's not run blocking. We can run block, but it's pass blocking.
Keeping your quarterback upright. Right. And I think Bula's done a good job. I didn't know what to think because we hadn't seen a lot of him, right? We saw him run a little bit at Penn State.
Yeah. Oh, Bo Prabula is the real deal.
I like him. I like him. I've watched the last 2 games of him. Just to
my God.
If I'm going to keep talking shit, I better find out.
He's head and shoulders above. I'm sorry. I love Brady Cook, but he's head and shoulders above Brady Cook.
He's better than Brady. He is.
Yeah, he is way better. I mean, he drops dimes. And the thing about it is, I think our offensive coordinator Kirby Moore has taken major strides. My thing with Missouri's offense was they always stayed on the outside, like they're always throwing to the outside, nothing across the middle. Now they're using the middle field with Coleman and stuff, and that just opens up the running game better. So Missouri's offense is very good and is legit, and it's two-dimensional. But so it'll come down for Missouri is in big games, can you keep the quarterback upright? You can't get sacked 4 or 5 times a game. So we'll see. I mean, I'm complaining, and they dominated. I know they're playing with their food, but they played Louisiana today, and it was 600 yards to 100.
Right.
And Louisiana got 85.
I mean, they did play with their food a little bit, but I haven't had a chance to really watch much of it, but I was watching.
No, they didn't play with their food at all today. They got 600 yards, 400 yards rushing.
I was talking the week before they were playing with their food for a while.
With Kansas? No, they didn't play with their food. They got stunned.
I was thinking of nah, I mean, honestly.
No, they played very well. They've been pretty much dominant. They kind of spiked themselves with Kansas 21-6, and then just said, hell with this. Let's get back to the game.
They were in deep shit when they went down 21-6 to Kansas. And then the next thing you know, they're roaring by.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. I feel good because their offense is so much better, looks so much better. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, okay, you can win the games, but how do you look? I think they look good in what they're doing. Yeah. They look legit. And their defense, hasn't really been tested.
As much as I don't like Drink, the one thing I do like about him is that they run the football. They're gonna run. Yeah, he may not have I think Hardy is as good of a running back as he's had there. The guy from 2 years ago was really good. I know.
Cody Schrader was a beast.
Fantastic, right? But
yeah,
and he kind of came out of nowhere. And the same with
he fell into Missouri's lap. I mean, the guy he was from Truman State. Nobody wanted. He comes there. He's just got a work ethic. That's the thing about Hardy. Hardy, if you listen to him,
didn't know Zamad because he's from Mississippi. He's from Mississippi. He knew him. He said that he's been in his camps and on his 7-on-7 teams and stuff. So he knew who he was. Little bit of a late bloomer, but he knew, he was like, that guy's going to be a fucking badass. Watch. Wait till he
and humble.
He's going to be really, really good because he killed it at UNLM.
Oh yeah, and the kid is so darn humble. If you watch his like post game interviews, he's just smiling and giving everybody else the praise. He doesn't care. All he wants to do is win. They asked him today when he took a 70-yarder or something to the house, and the thing asked him, when did you know you were going to score? And Hardy just looked at him and goes, every time I touch the ball, I want to score.
I love it.
That was it. That's what he said. And he's smiling, and that's what he believes. He's like, they were asking him, what is his mindset?
Best running backs do believe like that. That's what they think.
Yeah, he says, I don't want to get my jersey dirty. That's a good thing. So
this is a question that came up in the chat just now.
Go ahead.
Where's it at? Hold on real quick. Jimmy asked, let's see. Is Tennessee's offense that good or is Georgia's defense suspect? Tennessee's offense is better than it would have been with Nico. Yeah. Because I think that we talked about this a little bit earlier. Joey has a lot of experience. A lot of experience. I don't give a shit that it's at App State. Yeah. The dude knows how to play football. He's played a lot of football games. All right, Chuck. Thanks, man. Appreciate you, Crow. But make no mistake, they don't have the depth on that defensive side of the ball that they needed to win today, and they still gagged it away. I am not as big on Tennessee as a lot of people are. What do you think about them?
Not till they win the big game against it's been 9 years in a row they lost to Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. You can't sit there and say we're a playoff team when one of the standards of the playoff teams you're 0-9 against. So I watched the game, and also Georgia's playing basically. I was shocked that Tennessee couldn't stop the 0-yard pass to the wide receiver, just throwing it one side to the other and letting the guy get 8-9 yards. And they just kept, and to Kirby Smart's credit, and I think he's the best coach in the country, he kept running the same damn play until they stopped it, and they never did.
They never did. That
they
stretch
never did.
on the edges.
Right.
So
you got a friggin' rookie unknown commodity quarterback, and you're giving him a safety valve pass. What are you doing? I don't know what Tennessee's doing sometimes. I don't know. But
it didn't make a lot of sense either. And it sucks that the kid missed the field goal and all that kind of stuff. But here's what I've noticed in that game, and I've over the last couple of years of watching, because Tennessee's been close. Last year they were out 17-0. This week they were winning 21-7, and everybody was like, they're going to lose. And I was like, I'd wait a second, because they've been known to jump out. The problem is, I think that, and it almost got them today. But so what Georgia's able to do is get pressure with the light box. They don't load that fucking box up against Tennessee. They don't have to.
Yeah.
Now, they were running out of juice with their front line. Their front seven was definitely not, because they were talking about it on the broadcast that they were like, man, we ain't tired. Okay, well, but the thing is that they were still they were able to get a second win because they knew that they could get enough pressure on this quarterback, even with a light box, that it's what hurts them. And until they figure out how to make them come up and load the box up, the passing game stuff isn't really what you've got to run the ball against them.
Yes.
You've got to learn to gash them with the freaking run. And Tennessee, even with Dylan Sampson, wasn't doing that.
No. But you know what? If I'm either one of those teams, I think if I'm Georgia, I'm a little nervous now. I'm sorry, 38 points.
They're in trouble. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I say the SEC is wide open. I think Oklahoma right now is top dog because defense travels. I thought Georgia's defense would be better, and maybe it's an aberration, but boy, that's just a lot of points.
I would suspect that they're going to be better as the year goes on the defense, right? Because they are young.
Well,
but I do think, and maybe their offense gets better. I think that they finally have a couple of guys that they can throw the ball to, so it doesn't just have to be their running game, because their running game is the reason why I think they haven't won the last couple of years or even gotten in the natties, because their running game hasn't been what it normally was.
Yeah, they've kind of actually, I don't know, regressed in that regard, or lost their principles. You know what I mean? So it's
and then once they lost, they had the receiver tight end tandem there that was unbelievable. But as soon as those guys are gone, then all of a sudden, then they hated Carson Beck. Well, Carson Beck's down there kicking ass at Miami right now.
Yeah. They might want Carson Beck back. Yeah.
I think Gunner's okay. I don't think that he's as good as Carson. No, I don't even think it's close.
We'll see. Time will tell there. Texas fans wanted to run Quinn Ewers out for Arch. I think now they regress on that. So everybody thinks the backup quarterback is always the best quarterback when the starting quarterback isn't doing good. But there's just a lot. I think there's a lot of very good teams in the SEC.
Yep.
I don't know if there's one team that's like elite where everybody's like, okay. I think everybody's got a little bit of warts, but I think Oklahoma has definitely the less warts than anybody. I thought, and I told you this, I thought LSU was a little bit overrated. Mm-hmm. And I still think that. They didn't look good.
They look very good today.
Yeah. Everybody everybody's crowning LSU. They beat Clemson, I wasn't a Cade Klubnik fan. Everybody's like, I couldn't believe he's in the Heisman talk. I was like, what? Anyway, it's panning out. We'll see. We'll find out more about LSU when they play competent offenses that don't look like in disarray, and we'll see what happens then. I'm not sold. I mean, I love Blake Baker. I mean, he was from Mizzou, did great things, but I'm just not sold on their defense yet. We'll see. We'll see
I
what
think they're
happens
definitely
there.
better there. I think they're better there.
They're better than they were, but I mean, that's like saying
how good
they're
is
better
that?
than a
How
train
good is
wreck.
that? I think that's a fair question. And in view of the fact that now they generated those turnovers, you have to at least give them some credit.
Yes.
But I'm not positive that a lot of that wasn't. I think that Billy is inept at this point calling plays.
Well, look. This is like, to me, how many interceptions did he throw? 5?
5.
What are you doing? I mean, if you were the head coach and you basically have an inexperienced quarterback that's supposed to be the potential superstar in your team, why are you leaving him out there to throw 5? It's like having a pitcher pitch 2 innings and allow 9 runs.
Well,
what are you doing?
That's the whole thing. Is my deal is, so I feel like this is a very similar thing that's going on at Texas and at Florida. If you don't have somebody in the damn behind this kid that you can send in there, if it turns into that, then what the fuck are you doing as an offensive minded head coach? What's going on?
I don't even care if you put somebody in there just to hand the ball off. He ain't going to turn it over. I mean, it was crazy. I don't know. I mean, how much confidence does that kid have now? And everybody's going to blame it on him. He's got no confidence.
None. Scared shitless. And like, it's funny because what is Texas fans have been coming in here just nuking us about Jackson Arnold all since last year. Oh yeah, everybody talks about how much better Jackson was than Arch. Hell, I'm not sure that he isn't. Now, I'm not sure that he is either. That being said, you know what I mean? But it's like literally now, as of and they were saying all this shit before Arch had ever done anything.
Yeah, I will say 2 things about Jackson Arnold. Number 1, I do think OU fans, you guys threw him under the bus a little quick, okay, which hurt his confidence, and then it spiraled. And I told you about that early in the year last year. I didn't think that was a good look.
Social media, though, you got to stop doing that if you're a quarterback. Don't listen to that shit.
But I think, look, now he is overhyped at Auburn, and I'm sorry, you guys are gonna.
They're gonna feast on him, bro.
When all of a sudden, it's like all of a sudden, just because he could run, he could always run. I mean, he's still not.
But he hasn't thrown. He hasn't shown that he can throw the ball, and he has one of the best receiving rooms in the country without a doubt. And he's not throwing football. He had 120 yards today.
Yeah, he's got 2 of the best. He's got 2 of the best receivers in the country, and he's not throwing for 200. I'll give you a comparison. Texas A&M have some stud receivers.
Yes,
well, Reed is throwing for 300, 400. Okay, so what's going to happen?
I was headed there next. A&M, man. Now, I don't know that I trust their defense. In fact, I don't trust their defense, which is weird to say whenever it's Mike Elko. But but I'll say this: they're a fucking problem offensively.
Yeah, I apologize because I didn't see this coming from Reed, but saw him today. He looks legit. Yeah, their defense is, I don't know what's going on with their defense, but their offense can definitely move the ball. Yes. I mean,
we got a Texas guy in here saying dumb shit. All right, look at this.
Okay.
Texas has the number 1 defense in the SEC. Why in the fuck can you say this when you haven't played an offense that has tested that defense and we haven't seen shit out of Colin Simmons yet? What are we supposed to get that off of? We're going to get that off of UTEP and San Jose State, or we're going to get that off of Ohio State with a brand new play caller that's never done it before, a new quarterback, new offensive line, and new running backs as well. And you're telling me that you really believe the hype about them because you had to jump off the hype train for Arch? Are you insane?
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I mean,
come on, Texas boy, don't do that.
I mean, the verdict is out on Texas. I mean, you played basically Ohio State said, "Hey, Texas." The way Arch Manning was playing, they said Texas can't beat us if we don't turn over the ball, so we're not going to turn over the ball. That was kind of the way they played. I mean, honestly, that game kind of reminded me of the Tennessee Oklahoma game, where Tennessee was like, "Hey, we're just not going to turn over the ball."
Right.
Because both teams were turning over the ball, and then Heupel just kind of said, "We're not going to turn over the ball. We're going to win this game," and that's kind of what they did. So I don't know about Texas.
Their
Give me a
defense hasn't
play.
shown anything either, though. I mean, I think it's great that you can keep San Jose State to 17 or whatever, and you can hold UTEP to 10. Yay!
Who cares?
Ohio State only scored 14 points because that's all they had to fucking score.
Right, because you had 0. I mean,
and they had a brand. Listen, if there was going to be a time that you should have taken advantage of that team, Oklahoma can't beat Texas. Oh, good. Yeah, we'll see. If there was going to be a time that you should have been able to take advantage of Ohio State, it should have been in week 1 with the first time ever to call plays. That you didn't watch the Michigan game at all, if that's what you're saying, that they barely beat Michigan.
I got a question for the Texas fans.
Yeah,
so let's say your defense is legit. So let's say you hold Oklahoma to 20 points. Do you honestly think your team's going to score 20 points against Oklahoma's defense?
Right. Exactly. That's the whole point. Look, John Mateer is the best quarterback in the SEC. I don't have any doubt about that at this point. And I know that you don't either. So if you are, you may think that you're good, but I don't think that you are, and you're not going to hold Oklahoma to 20, but let's say you do. There's no way you're getting 20 on OU.
Yeah, unless right now, from what we've seen, no.
If it wasn't for a fumbled punt, they wouldn't have gotten what they would have got. The 7 points off of the long run is the only thing that they've given up all year. It's the only touchdown they've given up. One.
Well, we have seen this. Okay, we've seen this play out before. I mean, Jason, you've seen this play out before the other way, okay? Where you have, just like last year for Oklahoma, you had a dominant defense. But if your offense just continues to look like applesauce, after a while, your defense gets discouraged. So when Texas starts playing teams that have an offense, a pulse, they're going to wear down. They're going to be like, okay, you know what I mean? And the dam's going to break. And unless they get it corrected, don't know. But boy, it doesn't look right. I don't know. I mean, Arch Manning can't look any worse than he looks. It looks like he's throwing sidearms sometimes. I don't know what it is. And I thought he'd have like precision mechanics.
Yeah, and Texas boy, if you're going to say this kind of stuff, you're saying the 2 blowouts were the 2 trash teams. Nobody said that they weren't. Nobody said that they weren't. But what about the trash teams that you played and didn't blow out? You were supposed to beat UTEP by 40. You won by 17.
You can still look. I know everybody says you play trash teams, but you can still learn from the trash teams. And I mean, it still depends on how you beat them.
Jeff,
right?
The other thing is, too, you watched the Michigan game. There was never a time that Oklahoma was in danger. They dominated that football game.
No. And I told you, I didn't think Michigan had a chance. I mean, you're bringing a freshman quarterback in there against an experienced defense. It's just a thing. So again, Oklahoma was just like,
to the Michigan fans. I was like, look, I'm not disrespecting Michigan. I think they have a good defense, and I think that that Underwood's going to be fantastic when they get him some weapons.
Yeah, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. They held their own. They played well for the circumstances. It was kind of an outcome that I thought would happen. You know, there's so many rookie quarterbacks that everybody thinks, these 5-star quarterbacks that think they're just all of a sudden going to gel, and usually it's not the case.
Right.
So,
Well, what he's trying to say, Michigan ran the whole game. What did they run? You haven't looked at any of, you didn't watch it at all.
Michigan got the one busted play.
They got one busted play, and they averaged 2 yards a carry aside from that one.
Right.
They still only gave up 150 yards to him. It was 73 yards aside from that one run.
Right. You could have played 2 more quarters and Michigan wasn't going to get 10 more points, and they lost by 10.
No,
I mean, I don't understand the logic there. I'm
They
sorry.
had opportunity in Oklahoma. Here's the beauty. Here's the one thing that people don't pay attention to this, and this is the easy way. This is why I know you're a casual Texas boy. This is why I know, because when you start looking at, oh, well, they didn't do this and they didn't do that. Yeah, you're right. I would tell you that Oklahoma dominated that game and didn't even play their A game. They didn't play their B game. It was a C+ game as far as what they did offensively is concerned. But they didn't get their quarterback hit in that game. He was able to run all over Michigan.
Yeah,
and they were never in danger. So imagine this: if they don't have a drop in the end zone, if Mateer puts 2 of those passes, gets a little air on them, they now win by, instead of 11, they win by 25 or more, because just on those 2 passes. And not having the drop, there's another touchdown. Now it's over. Now it's 32 points that they win by. I'm telling you, despite all that shit, and usually if Oklahoma turns the ball over and loses the turnover battle, they're not going to win. They lost the turnover battle and still dominated the game. This is when you know that somebody isn't paying attention to games. They're watching box scores and looking at scores and thinking they know what happened in the game.
Right. And sometimes, look, and they can sit there and say, okay, well, Oklahoma scored 24 points, but then it's in context. Well, how was the game going? I mean, the bottom line, look, unless you're Lane Whiffen Kiffin or Lincoln Wild Riley, okay, who wants to just run up the scores at all costs and everything, your thing is to win the damn game. So if you go into a game and the game's going according to play and you're like, hey, if we don't do anything stupid, we're not going to lose. Well, that's how most coaches play, and I think that's how Venables played that game. He's like, we can't lose this game with our defense. And so that's the right way to play. I think Kirby Smart plays that way, and so
Oklahoma hasn't even generated a turnover yet.
Really?
To me, that's the wildest part of this whole thing.
No turnovers?
None yet. And this is what Venables did.
Man.
He was breaking them over the coals after the game today about it. They've had a couple that they were close. They've definitely, nobody's doing, literally today, Temple averaged 1 yard per carry. They had 104 total yards.
Yeah.
I'm not worried, and I think they'll come because they always do with these defenses. You're gonna end up getting guys that make mistakes. Like I would be surprised if we don't have
that's actually look, if you don't have a turnover, that's actually a stronger tenement. That even makes me feel better. I think
turning these guys over yet.
Well, I just think, look, when you go into a game, you look at offense against defense, and if you look at Oklahoma's defense, you go into the game going, the other team isn't going to have a better defense than us. That's just a fact. Mm-hmm. So then it comes down to the offense. So if you look at your offense and you think, okay, we're equal to them, well, then you're going to win unless the turnovers lose. That's the way I think the mindset for Oklahoma is. They ain't going to have a better defense than us, so they're going to have an offense that's that's better than us, a lot better than us to win.
A lot better.
And,
Yeah.
and it's got to be a lot better. You know
This
what I
is
mean?
why
I mean,
some people saying, I don't think that they go 9-3. I know this schedule, if you still look at it, everybody's looking at it, is so tough. Let's move to this.
I think I got them going 10. I got
Vanderbilt,
them going
South
10
Carolina.
and I got them going 10-2 right now.
Okay, 10-2. I can see that, but here's the thing. It wouldn't surprise. I mean, 10-2 is probably. I've been saying 9-3, but now that I'm looking at it, okay, I don't know. I think there's still a lot we got to figure out about Tennessee, and because I think we're going to find out about Georgia too. But
Yeah.
Tennessee not winning that game today is a problem. If I'm a Tennessee fan, I would have an issue. But
Yes.
I'll tell you what's worse: South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina! I told you South Carolina's overrated.
I've been saying it too. You know I've been right there with you. I am not
I'm
a believer. I'm not a
like
believer in Beamer, and I'm not a believer. I like Lenoris, but let's not get it twisted and act like this dude's our world the way that a lot of people are acting like he is.
No,
He is.
and I think he got hurt I think he got hurt against Vandy, but he was awful before that. I mean, they looked. I'm sorry, but they were talking Lenoris Sellers like Heisman after the first 2 weeks, and I'm like, they ain't done anything. They barely beat Virginia Tech. I mean, come on.
Texas don't give her points. They don't play anybody that scores them, bro. You realize that they scored more points on you than they did on Utah State, right?
Yeah, just stop. Just stop, man. Play somebody.
Man.
You're playing.
You're trying, bro. You're trying too hard.
Yeah.
Just take your L. Just take your L right now because you guys were feeling, and I get it. You were feeling really good. The national media jazzed you up into thinking that y'all were worth a fuck, and you're really not. And I get it. It's disheartening. I understand. Oklahoma went through it.
Look, we're gonna find out. The lucky thing about all of this is the games are played on the field.
Yeah, we got about a month left.
So we're gonna find out. But if you're setting yourself that our defense is really good because you played Little Sisters of the Blind. I mean, I'm not, our defense looked great. Okay, but we played Louisiana. I mean, please. But I mean, the thing about that I feel good about is the way that we played for 4 quarters. And the biggest difference as a Missouri fan for our team is the depth that we have. We have the depth to compete, so that when our second teamers and our third teamers come in, there's no like significant drop off. You know what I mean? So that's a big help. So we have rotational things. So that's going to help us. We have a wide receiver room that we can go 6, 7 deep. We got a defensive line and defensive ends that we go, 7, 8 deep. So it's like, okay, fine. The depth that we have is what's astounding for me. So, I believe Drink when he said that we have the most talented roster we've ever had. And through the 3 games, I agree. Our wild card was Bo, and Bo is the real deal. And so I know you guys love Mateer, but I love my Bo. So we'll see how that goes.
I understand that. Look, the reason I'm saying Mateer, and I think it's clear, the guy, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Like, I mean, literally, I know this dude's a little boy now because y'all didn't even make it to the SEC championship and playoffs last year. Why are you even talking?
Who cares about last year? Why are we talking about last year? Isn't it this year?
The only people that talk about last year are people that suck this year.
Yeah, I mean,
let's just be real here. Come on. So
I'm not going to talk about 25 years about Missouri football. I mean, it's 2025, buddy. It's like it's this year. What's going on? We'll see what happens.
He did get knocked out of the game. Corrections. Okay, so yeah, I want to go back to that. The question was, is Vandy just good or is it South Carolina's worse than we thought? No. Not worse than I thought and not worse than Jeff thought. Jeff's been telling you.
No. Look.
Vandy's good. Vandy is good.
Look, here's the thing about Vandy that I feel that Pavia is a nightmare for anybody. And Pavia with that, what's Coach Kill or whoever that is?
Yes, Coach Kill and Coach
Yeah, I mean, those
they've got a
two
coordinator.
mesh.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they got like an offensive coordinator whisperer with Pavia,
Yeah,
and so
it's
Pavia is a nightmare. You know what I mean? Because he's
he's a
just a
dog,
gamer.
dude.
But Vanderbilt's defense is better,
Mm-hmm.
and Clark
Tim Beck
Lee
is
is a
their coordinator.
defensive
Tim
coach.
Beck.
Yeah, so I mean, the thing that's happened is the SEC is that the weaker teams have gotten better, and the better teams have come back. And I don't know if that's a function of NIL or not, but it's, I mean, Vandy's a handful. I mean, I don't care what you say about SC's, South Carolina being overrated. They still beat them 31-7 in their house. 31-7.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
That
They whipped their ass. I mean, look, and you
it
can
was
say that's about Lenoris, but we've seen them lose. And here's the thing that you got to remember about, look, when you see Beamer throwing a shit fit in the second quarter, you're fucked. You know it, and I know it. We watched it last year against LSU. They gagged that one away at home. They did the same thing.
yeah,
I mean, they were talking all that shit about Ole Miss, and Ole Miss beat the hell out of them at home in Columbia. So all this, we keep hearing about how hard it is to play at the Willie B, but they seem to lose all these games there, and Lenoris always seems to be involved too. And so, look, the worst thing that happened to South Carolina doesn't even have anything to do with the offense. It's the fact that they lost 9 out of their 11 starters on defense. And they did have guys that came back that played significant roles on that defense, but their depth was really hurt because they lost all those starters.
yes.
I think Dylan, what's his name? The edge guy, unbelievable
Stewart?
player. Yeah, Dylan Stewart, unbelievable player. But last year he had another All-American on the other side. They couldn't double team you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They're not.
Now if they double team him, now you're going to find out really how good he is, right?
But they're not. But their offense, their defense, which it was definitely going to regress from last year.
Sure.
But their offense hasn't improved. Their offense, I don't know what they're doing. Again,
that's why, and I think that the whole thing with with Nick, look, man, I get it. He's big, he's fast, all that stuff, but he's not a good receiver.
Oh, Nick Harbor?
Nick
Yeah,
Harbor, he's not even.
Look, he's a big dude, so he's a possession receiver, but he's not a game breaker. I mean, he's not somebody that's going to
he's got
take
Olympic
the
speed,
ball out.
but he doesn't catch the ball well enough to be a possession receiver.
I know.
Good enough
I don't. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't. But doesn't Beamer's like a petulant kid sometimes?
Oh,
I
he's
just
terrible, dude. It's always at the worst times that you see him acting like a clown. And it's like, dude, it's all funny and everything when you say stupid shit after you win and stuff like that, and you make these dumb jokes, everybody thinks it's fun. When you get beat and you break your toe kicking a mayonnaise bottle, you're an idiot.
Didn't Bielema clown him or something? Was it
Yeah,
Bielema?
he was acting like he wanted to fight him. You didn't want none of that.
Oh my God! Can you imagine Bielema body slamming him?
You know what he would have did? He would have just did this to his top of his head and like drove him down into the turf like a hammer. You know what I mean? Hammer meet nail. Come on, bro. Knock it off. And that's what I'm saying. I've never been a Beamer guy. I didn't give a shit whenever he was at Oklahoma. I know all these people liked him. I think he's a clown. That's period. But I don't expect much of them. I have a hard time believing that Oklahoma doesn't beat them on the road. I think that it could be hard to go win at Neyland, but I know that when the defense shuts them down, it won't be that loud in there anymore. So I think they can win that game too, because I don't see them scoring enough to outscore. I mean, they just gave up a shit ton of yards and points to Georgia, who hasn't been great on offense. So I don't know what I think of Tennessee either. I think that, look, it's crazy to say this, but I think Vandy is a legit problem right now in the SEC. I think I lost you, Jeff. All right. Well, I think I'll just finish what I'm saying, and I'm going to get out of here because we've been going for a while. Vandy is a legit problem with Pavia and the defense. Look, they're a defensive coach. When he brought in Tim Beck and Jerry Kill, along with Diego Pavia, he unlocked something on that side of the ball. People want to come and play with this kid because he's going to go out there and talk shit and back it up. They love that. I mean, kids love it. I'm just telling you, he's a problem. And I had a feeling that they were going to go in there and fuck them up today. I had a feeling they were. And if they're not ranked next week when they were number 11, that's bullshit. Yeah. Is Texas back? No, they're not back, Gonch. Yeah. Yep. 9-3, 8-4. I don't think there's a way they go 9-3, dude. No way. I mean, look, as bad as Florida was today, they weren't as bad as Texas was at home. We'll just have to wait and see on kind of how. And look, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, but I'm going to say this. With Oklahoma, I think there's room to grow, and they have to make the next steps. I mean, it's not the defense, though, like Jeff was just saying, the defense that Oklahoma has, it's deep everywhere. So you have to hope that you can go in. I mean, how many games is Oklahoma going to give up 20 plus? Particularly if you're struggling on offense like Texas is. You think you're going to go get 20? Let's say Texas's defense is anywhere close to as good as they're acting like it is, because I don't think it is. But let's just say that it is. Okay, maybe they hold you to 24. There ain't no way they get to 24 on this defense. No way. They wouldn't have gotten close to where they were last year if Oklahoma didn't go 3 and out 9 times in a row in that game. Yeah, I know it's. Well, here's the deal. We're going to find out 2 weeks from now. Alabama plays Georgia. Or is it next? I think it's 2 weeks from now. Or is it next week? I don't know. Anyway. The one thing I know is that you're going to figure, let's see, it's the 27th. So, yeah, in 2 weeks, they're going to play Georgia. We're going to find out a lot about both of them. But that's the other thing. Is Alabama what we saw against Florida? Or are they what we've seen the last 2 weeks against, teams without a pulse, really? You back in here, Jeff? Hello? Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I was fixing to get out of here, but I was just saying, I agree with what you're saying, and that's what I think Oklahoma there's still room to improve, and you need to make those improvements if you want to really get to everywhere you want to go. And I think that this is a year, like you were saying earlier, that's wide open in the SEC. There's anybody could win it, and I think it's wide open throughout the country. There's not a team that you can look at and say, this is the best team in the country without a doubt. There's not one. Because I thought that Notre Dame was going to be a lot better. They have a problem on defense, and it may be scheme with this new coordinator that they have. I don't know. But they gave up way too much at home. They gave up way too much on the road at Miami. They may be in a lot of trouble. Unless they flip this thing around, which I'm not sure that I think they're going to be better than what they have been the first 2 weeks, but I don't know that they're all the way there. Now, a year from now, they may be completely different, but I don't think that I trust Georgia yet. I know I don't trust Alabama after what I saw them do with Florida State. Clemson's already lost 2 games. Texas. Yeah, hey, listen, they didn't exactly put away Purdue until the very end. It was a weird game. They had a long delay and all that stuff. I mean, I'm not gonna go too crazy on killing SC right now. And they got a good coach at Purdue now too, though. They do have a good coach there now. I think Barry's doing a good job. I think he did a good job at UNLV. I think that he's gonna be I think he's gonna be good at Purdue. I think it's a great place for him. That's a good spot, but because they're gonna let you grow into it. You just can't be trash like they like they have been the last couple of years, right? Um, well, no, they go to Arkansas, and then they play SC, and that's about it, I think. Not necessarily about worthiness though, bro, when it comes to that. 10-2 gets you in no matter what. Absolutely. Well, I think that it it would take I don't know. I feel like if you would put in Indiana at 11-1 because they didn't play anybody all last year and didn't beat anybody except they had one game that they beat a team that had an above 500 record. If they can get in, then they will put Notre Dame in at 10-2. They will. Too much money. Too much money for them. Yeah, I know. I'm and you know how I felt about it too, but that's the point. It doesn't even it's not really about if we're gonna sit here and act like it's about fairness and about really the best teams, then you know it's bullshit because it's now I do like that it's straight seeding. I think that that's bad for the Big 12 and it's probably bad for the ACC too, but I think that I think it is good for getting the best teams. If they could get rid of that better, but yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Uh, it's a bad loss. But is it bad? I mean, we saw what they did against Boise State the week before, and last year we know that Alex Golish last 2 years, they'd given Alabama all they want. I think that I was telling those guys on High Top earlier today, if you guys don't go get the guy that beat his ass in the swamp, then you're idiots. You know what I mean? Like, they're "Oh, Lane will come, Lane will come." Lane's not leaving Ole Miss. I don't think he is. There's no way I would. There's no way. And they don't bro, he's won 10 games 4 years in a row. There's no Yeah, I think that Drake is safer he's safer at Mizzou, right? So, I mean, you have to look at that's one of those volatile jobs that they'll fire you for nothing stuff. I mean, how do you fire they literally fired Dan Mullen a year after he was in the SEC championship. Yeah. Mhm. no doubt. Well, and yeah, I think that a place like Florida, look, yes, can the right coach go and win there? Sure, right? But he's got to be somebody like Urban that can rule with the iron fist and like he can make sure that the boosters stay the fuck out of his way, right? And there's certain coaches that can do that, and there's certain like I would tell you, I think John Summerall would be another great idea for them, right? Great idea. And he's gonna probably take the Kentucky job, and I think that's a terrible idea for him. I would he's the kind of guy that he'll go do that, right? Um, yeah. No, I wouldn't. It's no choice. Absolutely. Mhm. Thank you, Neilio. So sorry to get on late. Yeah, we're almost out of here, Neilio, but I appreciate you popping in. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Appreciate you. Um, mhm, yeah. Yeah, I feel like yeah, yeah. I agree, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. We've been going for over 3 hours and it's late, so I'm gonna get. But appreciate you popping in and talking with us a little bit, man. Hey, send me your model and stuff again. Have you been sending it? I haven't been as yeah, whenever you do it, whenever you get the next one, I'll we'll make it into a graphic and stuff, and we'll maybe do a show on it and stuff. Appreciate it. FMZ. FOU. Is that no FKU, FOU? Is that what y'all do? Hey, that was one of my favorite things ever whenever I was at why I ended up at a game at Kansas between Mizzou and Kansas, but they were doing the squawk squawk chicken hawk fuck KU thing. That was pretty fun. Yeah. I thought it was awesome at the Fog, but I can only imagine at the football game. That's probably yeah. What a game that must have. Did you go to the game? Did you get to go to the game? That was That's there's no hate, brother, and I said that when I was on the show with the, Michigan guys last week. We were talking about rivalries and different stuff, and they were asking me about the Texas rivalry, and I said, "Yeah," I said, "It's as real I said, "To us, it's as real as you guys with Ohio State," and, and I think that most people would be like, "That's bullshit." If you're a Michigan or an Ohio State fan, you're not gonna buy into that. But as a Texas and an OU fan, we're gonna tell you, "Fuck you, we don't give a fuck about your rivalry like we care," right? I brought up that game. I was like, "Dude, it's been 12 years since they played the border war, and I guarantee you there's as much craziness in that one as any of them." You know how easy it is for us to say "fuck off, Texas" fan, but yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Mhm. Diego Bobby was in New Mexico State. They played in the New Mexico Bowl in Albuquerque, and he pissed on the UNM logo, so they stopped letting them use their fucking facilities over there before the bowl game. Diego Pavi's a crazy motherfucker. He didn't give a fuck. And he's from Albuquerque, but he didn't care. He didn't care. The what? Huh? Yeah, I don't know. Neilio, what is that? Yeah. Eh, Neilio probably knows. Neilio knows as much about the Big 12 and the Big 10 too as anybody. I've Yeah. I don't really remember that about it. I watched one football game in Kansas. I've seen a few at K-State, but K-State, it does look nice though. It does look nice though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they had to do something with it though, man. It looked terrible. It was awful. You can't recruit for that. You can't recruit for that. You can't recruit for that. But all right, man, I appreciate it. I'll catch you later. All right, brother. You talk to you later. All right, guys. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. We'll be back on. Hey, did want to say, hey, Neilio, man, I'm sorry about your boys. I watched that game and I came away thinking, what the fuck is going on with this offense? I'm not sure who it they did disintegrate, but I'm not sure what to blame it on. Chris doesn't seem to know what the hell's happening either, Neilio. So it's concerning if I was you. But we'll talk more about it. I'll be back on Monday morning for Rise and Shine. We're gonna have Tory Blaylock's dad on with us. Hey, it's gonna be kind of a hate week next week, man. It's first SEC game, Auburn. Um, big. It's big. Yeah, they got to continue doing what they're doing. As I was saying, I love where they're headed, love what they look like. You got to take care of business right here. There's no, hey man, you know how quick people will jump off the Oklahoma bandwagon if Jackson Arnold beats them? Oh Lord. Can't let it happen. And I don't see it happening. I think that what I took from this game, I didn't expect Temple to be worth the shit. I was right. They weren't worth the shit. In fact, I didn't nail it. I said 42-3. That's what they won. Um, look, don't play with your food. And they didn't. And that's a good thing. They handled business from pretty much minute one. They weren't perfect again, and there's room to improve, which I'm glad about because you don't want them to be peaking yet. But yes, love Tory Blaylock. He's going to be all the way good. He is all the way good. The guy's got burst that we haven't seen in a while. So I'm excited about him, excited about getting to talk to his pops a little bit. And of course, we'll have Boganowski, possibly probably Dent on. I know he's got a lot of stuff going on, but I'll holler at both those guys. But hey, man, appreciate everybody coming in and spending some time with me this evening, this morning, whatever. We'll see you on the next one.